Okay, we are live. And give me just a second while I set this stream up because I definitely need to post this link. So give me just a moment. Hope everybody's doing well in the place to be. I gotta test my sound, make sure the sound is coming out okay. Okay, yeah, sound is good. Ways and games. Yes, it is early, man. This stream was totally. I normally stream on Sundays, but this is very impromptu, and this is in response to a Facebook group that I'm in, and we had having a little bit of a discussion over there, and so I wanted to share this with them specifically. So let me share this link. Nope. Wait, let me go back. Discard. So this is for the title of this is called the New and Small YouTube Gamers Group Stream. That's the name of the group on Facebook. And these are the people I want to talk to in particular because we got into a good discussion on a comment. So again, give me just a moment while I set this up. So hold on just a second. Okay. So hopefully that translates well and we can see some of these people in here. And so hopefully a few of them show up. But happy 4th of July, NPC. Oh, hey, Grow Media DDT is in the house. What's going on? Happy 4th. Happy 4th. Yeah, man, I almost low-key forgot it was the 4th. And that's part of the reason why I'm going to stream early today as well, because tonight I might be engaged into some festivities. If not, like I said, I don't think any of my family's really doing anything. So I got to try to find a place to crash to go get me some barbecue or something popping up. But as people are coming in, again, what we're talking about. So again, the name of this stream is New and Small YouTube Gamer Stream. It's part of it's a Facebook group that I'm in on Facebook, and actually a lot of people in this community that I've been talking about. I met over there, like Ploop Choop I met over there, Generation Pixel I met over there, Backpack Games I met over there, and so there's some really good channels to be found, in this Facebook group. But I made a post earlier yesterday. I was on the group just kind of looking for some videos and whatnot, and a guy named Harry Trumper, okay, he's a streamer. I haven't talked about him much, but he also has a really good channel, and he posted something about a video, and then somebody else in the group just don't blow them fingers off. Nah, man, I still got scars from years ago, man. I'm not trying to be out there like that. 1 2 3 Gamer Man, glad you caught this. Yeah, man, I'm glad you're here. Let's get it. So I was telling them, Gamer Man, so this Facebook group that I'm in, a lot of good YouTubers in that group. A guy named Harry Trumper had posted a video, and just a link talking about a video that he was doing, and then somebody just in the comment section just posted a link to their channel, and I'm like, ew, like that's kind of lame. And the bad part about this, checking my stream here, my internet is acting funky, so I might have to try to plug in I bought a giant cord, so hopefully I can hook, because my router's upstairs, so hopefully the stream stabilizes in a minute. If not, then I will try to do that method. But anyway, so I'm going to share this post anyway, the crux of why we're here. So anyway, I got kind of annoyed by that, because I see that like the the problem with this Facebook group is while there are a lot of good YouTubers in it and a lot of good channels in it, there's twice as many people who are just, thirsty and desperate, just spamming their links all over the place. And, people just posting things like, oh, please help me get 1,000 subs. Please like and subscribe, sub for sub, and all that stuff. Like, and it's just like, ugh, like it's kind of like it's annoying, and it's kind of a problem in this group, and it's hard to sift through all of that to get to the actual good channels. People were really like focusing and working hard on making good content. So let me share this here. Okay, so here we are on Facebook. So here's what I posted. I posted unpopular opinion. Posting your links randomly on other people's posts makes you look thirsty and desperate, and your content probably isn't that good. And honestly, that's true. If you're spending all your time focusing, just spamming, just begging people to look at your channel, like chances are you're not focusing on actually making your channel good. And so, like I said, I wanted a little bit of the smoke. I had some time yesterday, and like I said, that post on the other YouTubers comment, like that kind of annoyed me. So I posted this. So we got some comments, and we're going to talk about the comments here. So, and like I said, it's not anything huge. Like, I'm not trying to get into like any kind of flame war with anybody, but there are a lot of, young YouTubers who, weighed in on this. And so I wanted to address that, because like doing it over just typing it, over text, it's really hard to get the essence of what I'm saying. I don't want anything to be misconstrued. So I posted a link to this live stream. I invited them to hop in. So you might see some of them hop in. And so we're going to talk about, growing your channel, and again, I don't have all the answers. I'm sitting at like 1,500 right now, and I could be higher if I put more effort in my channel. I haven't been putting in the effort lately, and to be honest. So somebody says, Art says, not unpopular. It's a very popular opinion, LOL. And so Drew posts, or you're just trying to be seen because you're a very small YouTube channel. YouTube's algorithm pretty much keeps my content from being seen unless you're a subscriber to my channel. A lot of other smaller channels have the same issue. So let me stop you right there. So a couple of things about this post, in my opinion. First off, still, like, or you're trying to be seen, like that's not the way to be seen. Like if you're spamming all over the place, like people are gonna ignore you, people are gonna report you, in communities like this, like people start to hate you. Like I said, I made the same mistake years and years ago. I got on a YouTube or I got on a Facebook post and just started spamming all my videos. I wasn't spamming on other people's posts, but I would continuously spam my own posts over and over and over again. And I got a lot of hate for it, and in hindsight, like it wasn't a good look. So speaking as somebody who's been in that position, you don't want to do that. Ultimately, I ended up just leaving the group because it got to the point where nobody would take me serious in the group. Even as my content got better and I started posting the right way and posting less frequent, people still weren't messing with me. So you're only hurting yourself by doing that. And so they also bring up YouTube's algorithm pretty much keeps my content from being seen. There may be some truth in that, but my first tip to small YouTubers, guys, like a lot of people like the YouTube algorithm is this big bad boogeyman, but I mean, you really got to ask yourself the hard questions, like, okay, is the YouTube algorithm really bearing your content? Or, do you got to ask yourself some hard questions, like, is my content really watchable? Like, are the people who are watching my content, how engaged are they in it? Like, how do I compare to the other people in my niche? And like I said, in the video game niche and retro video game and all that, like, there's a lot of us here. So, competition is really stiff. So, if you're trying to, like, especially on this YouTube group, there is a lot of, streamers in this group. And so it's a lot of like, hey, like, watch me play this game type of thing. But there's so many people on Twitch that are doing it way better and doing it to a larger degree. So if you're competing directly with people like that, then You know what I mean? Like you really got to try to work on doing something different to stand out. Otherwise, like you're going to bury yourself, not the algorithm. Like people are going to ask themselves, why would we watch you when our favorite streamer is doing the exact same thing but better, and they're playing the exact same game? And that's another thing too. A lot of people, and we'll see in these comments, like a lot of people posted their links and they're playing games that everybody's playing right now. So it's like you're competing, you know, not only in the same type of niche, but you're trying to compete on the same game that everybody else is doing. And so, you know, good luck, you know, being seen like that. And again, I made the same mistake, you know, going back here. I'm going to queue up YouTube because, like I said, I'll show you some of my stuff. Again, like I don't have all the answers. I'm not trying to sit here and, you know, sit on my high horse and talk down on people. I'm just like letting you know, like what happened to me. Let's do, what did I do first? I think I did Xbox 360 first. I think that's what I did. Okay, so I'm gonna post this. Pull this joint up here. And sorry guys, normally I would have these like better queued up, but like I said, this whole stream was complete impromptu at the moment. So I apologize. Let me look at the chat while I catch up. Lightsaber Samurai, Retro Stars in the house. What's going on, man? The algorithm doesn't bury your stuff. If you make a video that's engaging and not just check out the games I picked up, you'll be found. And that's very true, Waves and Games. Again, like it's not the algorithm. Like if you put out something good, like really good, and something that's really engaging, like you can get picked up. Like it's not, but again, and you'll see, like, because I'll look at some of, you know, the YouTubers in the Facebook group, you posted your links, so I'm gonna pull them up and let's talk about it. You know, think about, let's see, I think about the channels I subscribe to. If I watch several videos and get something out of it, I'll subscribe. And that's true too. Like every time when I watch a new channel, I most likely don't subscribe the first time. I might watch the video, I might watch it all the way through, I might give it a like, but you know, like usually it'll take me a few times, like, oh, okay, oh, I remember I watched this person's video. What is this video about? Is it good too? You know, oh, this one was good too. Okay. And then like sometimes it'll take me 3 or 4 times before I actually hit that subscriber button, because another thing you have to be is consistent, and not just consistent in uploading, putting out content, but consistent and just putting out good content. So like I said here, oh, I didn't share it. Let me share it. So share screen. And so let's hop over now to me on Facebook. This is an old Hidden Gems video that I did in 2017, July 29th. So almost 4 years to the day that this came out. And like I said, you'll see it got almost 1,700 views eventually, but a lot of those views came later on when I got, you know, better at making, you know, making videos. And then people saw my later Hidden Gems videos and then went back to those. But I remember at the time I put this out, I was sitting at like 40 views, and I was sitting at 40 views for months. But here's the thing. So I started off in the niche. I got inspired by Metal Jesus Rocks. And Metal Jesus Rocks was hardcore. Oh, that's such a bad intro. Oh my God. But anyway, Metal Jesus Rocks, he was hardcore into doing like the hidden gems at the time. Ninja Blade, by the way, is a fantastic game. But so I hopped into the game and said, man, I'm gonna do these hidden gems too. And so that's how I started practicing. But you'll notice, like I said, I'm basically trying to do the same thing as Metal Jesus Rocks, but I'm just not doing it nearly as well. And so that's the thing. Like if I'm competing directly with somebody, as far as like the type of content, the type of niche, you know, I'm not doing anything here to stand out. Like my video, like even till this day, like my format of my videos, like I got my format of my videos from Metal Jesus Rocks. It'll be a short intro, describing what the video is going to be about. I'll play the intro sequence, that movie you saw, then I'll get into the meat of the actual video, and then at the end I'll leave it with a bumper and the subscribe and blah 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 blah. So my format is exactly the same as Metal Jesus at this point. Everything is the same except not as good. So you know what I mean? Now, I did have some good selections in games, and again, eventually people came back and looked at this video to see what games I picked, but that's really about it. Like, I'm doing the same thing as my competitors, but I'm not doing it nearly as good. So, you know what I mean? Like, so subscribers are looking, it's like, man, why would I watch this when I could watch Metal Jesus Rocks? And so really that's what really started me on my path to just like really start increasing my video quality and really learning how to make better videos in general. So let's see. So let's go back now to the YouTube or to the Facebook group, and we will look at some more comments. So anyway, the algorithm, don't blame the algorithm. It's not the algorithm, it's you. And I'm not saying that to be like a jerk or anything like that. I promise you. Again, I had to have the same conversation with myself years and years ago. I mean, again, I'm at 1,500 subscribers now, but I've been on the platform for like 5 years. And most of my 1,500 subscribers I've gotten in the last 12 months. Like probably like 1,100 of my 1,500 subscribers, 11 to 1,200 of y'all like came within the last 365 days. And so it took me a while for it to really click, and so. And that's okay. I mean, YouTube, like I said, everybody says YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. And so I see a lot of these channels, they get on this Facebook group. It's like, please, I need 1,000 subscribers. I need to get monetized sub for sub and this and that. Like, you just want numbers just cause. And in the post, they make no mention of what's in it for their viewers. Should they watch and subscribe and things like that? It's just, I just need subscribers just because. And that's the mentality that you see on this Facebook group. Which is unfortunate because, like I said, again, there's some really good channels hidden underneath all the BS. And, it's just one of those things. So let's go back to Facebook. Waves and Gabe says, when I first found you, I think you were at 700 subs. Yeah, like I said, so you probably found me sometime last summer, maybe even last fall, because I started out, spring of last year, I was sitting at like 400. Or 325, something like that. So yeah, so it was probably in 2020 when you found me. Let's go back to the share here. Going back to that post. So like to answer your question like that, said, of course, I answer you, spamming on other people's posts isn't the way to do it. Everybody starts at zero. Very few people blow up their first year or even 2 or 3 on YouTube. It's truly a marathon and not a sprint. And so I'm basically just going around going on the same rant that I just went on here. This guy, Anthony, he posted to Drew too. He says, I'm not going to click on a spammer. And that's what I was telling you guys when I was in the other Facebook group years ago, just spamming my content. It got to the point where I just became a leper, within that community. Like, even when my videos got better and I started to post more sensibly and stuff like that, people just weren't having it because I had already burned all those bridges by annoying the crap out of people by spamming and spamming and spamming. And like I said, spamming on other people's posts, like if somebody else posts you, oh, by the way, here's my link, like that's trash. Like, that's incredibly rude in my opinion. Speaking of the next content, Jack says, it's rude. I once posted an announcement about how I finally reached 300 subs, and one of the responses was someone else going, well, I just hit 500. Way to hash my joy, dude. Way to step on me while I'm advertising yourself. And that's true. Like, I put that's hella rude, because that is like, I'm making a post about my channel, trying to get myself out there, trying to promote myself, and then other people are coming in like trying to piggyback off of that. Like, they're too lazy to make their own post, so they got to post on someone else's. Like, that type of mentality, again, that's the mentality of people not trying to put in the work to make it happen for themselves on YouTube. And a lot of those people. So, and me, when they introduced, I remember when they first introduced the, you have to get monetized. You got to have 1,000 subs. You got to have 400 watch hours. A lot of people are like, oh, YouTube is done. And, YouTube is, over the ship is sinking and all that. Those were a bunch of people who weren't trying to put in the work to make it happen. Like 1,000 subscribers and 400 watch time hours, that's not the worst thing in the world. It might take you a while to get there, but once you get there, like things will take off. And you know, I mean, that I in hindsight, I appreciated that decision by YouTube, because that weeded out a bunch of people who are just in this just to have subscribers, just cause, you know, a bunch of vanity channels who don't provide any kind of entertainment or education or anything like that. So, you know, I would, you know, I give a bravo for that. So Alex says, anyway, here's my most recent video. So he posted a link, you know, being funny, you know, ha ha ha. And then another guy, Maurice, he piggybacked off of that. Then he posted his link. So let's take a look at these channels. So I'm pulling up the first one here. This is Alex's channel. So a couple of things here. That right there, first of all, the intro is not bad. I actually kind of like that. He did the Ubisoft thing and had Alex, you know, and the Ubisoft. That was pretty cool. Like, but basically, so this one is a little different in that this is a review. And on this Facebook group, a lot of people just do like a vanity channel, like, well, not a lot of people just do like let's plays, like watch me play this game. And so this is interesting. So he's trying to do a review, like more like the content I like to make, like the content I like to watch. And so he ultimately, it's a pretty decent review. You know, he's starting out. He's got 100 and something subscribers, 118 subscribers. And, you know, he's getting there. Again, let's see what they're saying. Like, you know, they're saying they love these games. And that's another thing too. He's definitely taking a look at the retro approach, because I feel like a lot of people are playing like the latest and greatest right now. And so I think that that's a good way to get noticed better if you're doing that. But looking at this guy's channel, you know, I think he's just new. Like, I don't think he's having problems, you know, gaining subscribers or things like that. His editing seems to be okay. He's got, you know, the game capture going on. And just looking at him here, let's see, I don't know how long he's been around, but pulling up his videos. So he's got some content laid out. He seems to be consistent. He's putting out a lot of stuff. Thumbnails seem to, I mean, the thumbnails look like what thumbnails look like in our niche. So he's paid attention to his thumbnail game. So yeah, he's been going on for a while. These are videos from 2 years ago. So I don't know. Let me just click on another video here. And so, like I said, he's got the editing going on. He's got himself like in the, so, I mean, this channel seems to be okay. I haven't watched enough of it to critique it. The only thing I would say at this point is maybe try to think of maybe incorporating something new into the channel, whether that's new equipment or whatever the case. Because this channel, this video from 2 years ago, quality wise is very similar to the video you just released the other day. And so, like I said, at that point, you've hit this, you've hit a plateau, and I think you've got a really good thing going. So maybe now it's time to maybe learn a new skill and maybe try to incorporate something else into the channel, whether that's a different type of video or, you know, something to that effect. Or again, maybe if it's incorporating new equipment or, you know, something like that. So that's the first channel that we are looking at that posted their link. And that one I think is doing all right. Like I said, if you keep it up, Alex, you'll probably have a pretty good thing going here in the next couple of years. But I would say at this point, it feels like maybe you are getting a bit stagnant. Again, I haven't watched enough of your videos to know that for sure, but maybe try to think of incorporating something else or maybe doing a different type of video. Maybe ask the people in the Facebook group or ask your subscribers like, hey, is there anything in particular you guys want to see me do or cover or whatever the case? follow trends that are going on out in the video game space. Like, what are the popular channels talking about? Can you cover it? Maybe there's something about a subject that they're not covering that maybe you could talk about. Like, I did a video, like everybody was talking about PS3 a month ago because of everything that was going on with that, and everybody was talking about, oh, like, the games are rising in price and this and that, and everybody was making those videos like, get these games before they're gone. And so I even did a video myself about that. It did very well, because success leaves clues, so you don't have to do exactly the same thing, but can you put your own spin on it, is what you should be asking yourself. And so I made a video, and I'll try to pull it up here. So in the midst of that craziness on the PlayStation 3 stuff, so everybody was talking about expensive PlayStation 3 games that were expensive and getting out of reach, and you got to get them right away. So I made a video, PlayStation 3 games that you can grab for cheap, since everybody was talking about the expensive ones. So I made a video saying, hey, well, here's some PlayStation games that you can grab for cheap. And I put that out because, again, I was just trying to do a different spin on the same subject that everybody was covering. And that video did pretty good. Like, I got a thousand, that was a 1,000 views, and I hit that 1,000 within like, the first month or so. And so that was pretty good for a channel my size, because I only got 1,500 subs. So to hit 1,000 like within a month, like, that was pretty good. So it's things like that you got to be looking out for. So you can cover the same thing that other people are covering, but make sure you try to put your spin on it. So that's what I tried to do. I was like, well, since everybody's talking about the expensive PlayStation 3 games, there's still a ton of games that you can get now for cheap before the prices rise up. And that was the premise of this video. And then I did a follow-up video on it. And that video did really well as well. So, that's just an example there of how to do it. Let me catch up with the comments. I think you have to do it organically by being involved in the community also. I do check out channel recommendations from other people recommending you, and that's very true. You guys going on this Facebook group just spamming all your stuff. Watch me, please. Watch me, please. Like, you give us no incentive to watch you. Like I said, people on the Facebook group, you might watch a video from Generation Pixel, because I posted a link to a Generation Pixel video not too long ago that I liked. And I was like, oh man, here's my buddy Generation Pixel. This is a great video. He's, we're both in the same Facebook group. I actually liked his video, and we've built a rapport over time. So I posted it. Backpack Games is another one. Seen a video he covered on this crazy horror game. I'll have to show that, but I enjoyed it. I posted it on the Facebook group. Like, I tell people in these live streams all the time when I'm covering, and we'll talk about some of these channels in our Facebook group that I like, and I'll show you their channels so you can see what the difference is. So let's see, going back, says, let me catch up on some comments before I hop back into this. What I will say is that it's garbage that YouTube puts ads on non-monetized videos that they gain revenue on, and you have no control, which, now that does suck. If you're under, the threshold of having the subscribers and the watch time, but you have a video that does really well, YouTube will monetize that joint and makes it, because that happened to me right before I got monetized. I started seeing ads on my videos. I'm like, oh man. So when I saw that, I'm like, man, I got to get monetized like right away. And honestly, I was going to wait until I had, a few thousand subscribers and had like 1,000 hours of watch time. I wasn't going to monetize right away, because I don't always like ads in my videos. And I feel like I can make a better connection, with my subscribers if I kept ads off my channel. But once it got to the point where YouTube was just putting the ads on anyway, then I was like, well, I might as well monetize so I could at least see something of this, which I haven't seen any money from YouTube yet. But we could take a look at my analytics. They're trash right now because, again, I haven't been putting any time into my YouTube channel, so my analytics are going down. I actually think I'm below 400 watch hours again, so I need to get that back up. But so yeah, watch my videos and share them and stuff like that. But anyway, Gamerman, I agree 100% on that. That was absolute trash. Gamer Andy says, "Hey man, happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, man. We're out here, Independence Day." I don't know if did you guys notice what I did with the background? I got the red, the white, and then the blue. I'll say, see, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I was trying to do the red, white, and blue in the background. So yeah, kudos to me for thinking about that. But anyway, got to zig when everybody zags. It can pay to be, yeah, absolutely, man. And we in the retro video game community, when it comes to collecting video games, Metal Jesus has a popular saying: when everybody goes left, you go right. And that's very much the same, like when it comes to being noticed. Like success definitely leaves clues, but like I said, everybody, when it's time to talk about PlayStation 3, everybody was talking about the expensive games, and everybody was talking about 3D Dot Game Heroes and Folklore and Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom and Persona Arena Ultimax. I even did a video about that. I'm not gonna lie, I hopped on that, because again, it was what was popping at the time, but everybody made a video about that. So I'm like, okay, how can I look at the same situation from a different angle? Well, if everybody's talking about what games are expensive on PlayStation 3 right now, maybe I should do a video about games that you can still get cheap right now. And so I did 2 videos like that, and they did really well. So again, that was something that not a lot of people were talking about. So I zagged, I zigged with everybody else, but then I quickly got on my zag game while everybody else was still zigging, and I got some views, and a lot of people saw that. So let's see. EAE says, I discovered Lightsaber Samurai by typing in Xbox Hidden Gems and found that around the time I was modding my OG Xbox, I was looking to fill up. Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, everybody in the chat, yeah, why don't you definitely in the chat. So a couple of people have done it already, but how did we meet? I would love to hear the stories. So that's cool. And again, my hidden gems, like I said, he probably wouldn't have discovered me a while ago. Like, had he done that like 3 or 4 years ago, because I was doing hidden gems back then, but again, I was getting buried under what everybody else was doing, and so I slowly had to organically build my community and try to find my own voice. I even made a video a while back called I Was Trying to Be Metal Jesus Rocks. And for sure, success leaves clues. So I was looking at the ultimate blueprint at the time, but I wasn't putting any of my own flavor in it. It took me a while to kind of find my style. And of course, once I started, K Haven says, you already know, absolutely, T5i gang in the house. You know what I mean? There is a T5i locally that somebody's selling. I kind of want to buy it again just because that was the camera that I started out on. And so I kind of want to have that in my collection. So I kind of want to buy it again, and maybe I can do some more content just on the T5i, because surprisingly enough, a lot of people still use the T5i, like a lot of newer channels. And it's a great camera. Like I said, I'm shooting on the 90D right now, which is also a fantastic camera. But, the T5i can be had for like a fourth of the price of this camera. And, I might do a comparison against this and my T6i, because the T6i also gets busy, and it's a really cheap camera that can be had for around the $300-$400 mark with the kit lens. And it's a fantastic little starter camera for making just talking head YouTube videos like this. With the YouTube Connect app, with the Canon Connect app, I can use my T6i, I can use this camera, I can use my M50, I can use them all as live stream cameras, so I get better looking live streams. My internet is trash though, but I got an Ethernet cable that's 50 feet, so I forgot to do it before this stream, but for next stream, gonna try to hardwire this in, and so maybe my streams won't glitch so often. Let's see, Lord Zybala met in the 7th grade, for sure. Yep. Man, we go way back to the 90s. Let's see. When I do searches, I filter by the new uploads instead of the best or just the best options. I find that the less known people have gaming preferences close to mine. Was looking for PS3 stuff and found you. Right on. EAE says, I have a Nikon 3100 and I have no idea how to use it. Oh, that's Retro Gamers in the house. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. We are talking about starting up a new YouTube gaming channel. I'm in a YouTube group on Facebook, I'm on a YouTube group on Facebook, and we're having some discussions about just the mentality is the biggest thing that I want you guys to take away from. It's the mentality that you have. If you're sitting there, not, just trying to do it as fast as you can, it's not going to work for you. Very few people blow up on YouTube in the first year, and a lot of them come into the YouTube game with some kind of prior experience. I'm actually going to start a new channel. I've decided, for most of you guys who've been watching me, you guys know I like to talk about camera gear and equipment and stuff also. But that really doesn't mesh. And so in that sense, you can blame the algorithm for that. But again, I can't blame the algorithm. It's my fault I'm putting that type of content on a retro video game channel. And so YouTube doesn't know who to show my videos to. So I'll do a PlayStation 3 video that does really well. And then right after that, I did like that camera video on using 720p footage, and so nobody watched because YouTube was like, whoa, wait, that's not what we were doing. You were just doing PlayStation 3. So YouTube, the algorithm doesn't know who to show my video to. So it ends up showing it to nobody, at the end of the day. And so very few people watched it. And again, there's not a huge correlation between retro video gaming and photo and, video and photography, I get it. So, yeah, it's just going to be my name, Antoine Sexton. That's my first and last name. I have a YouTube channel that I used to use for school stuff that I was going to use for online school that we had this year, but I ended up not using it for that. So I just made this other YouTube channel. So I'm just going to start posting my photo stuff on there. I'll talk about it in an official video on this channel, and I'll start to leave links. So everybody who does watch my camera content, if you want to hop over there and check that stuff out, you can definitely do that. Try to do the McKinnon thing over on the other channel. So that's exciting. So, but yeah, heck yeah, Pico in the house. It definitely takes time. It definitely does. Like I said, I've been on here for almost 6 years now, going on 6 years now, and I just started to get the hang of this like in the last 12 months. So yeah, it's definitely a marathon for sure. You got the Nikon D3100, have no idea how to use it. I would love to do a Nikon video. I used to shoot on D3100s when I was a newborn photographer. So I worked at a hospital here in town, and we got kicked out because of COVID, and I just never went back. They probably started letting newborn photographers back in, but I just stopped going. Nobody's called me, so I pretty much consider myself not doing that work anymore. But when I did do it, we had the D3000, 3100, and we had a different camera. I think it was a 5200 or something like that. They're all Nikons we shot, and the D3100, it's that camera's over 10 years old, but we were still, and just using the Nikon D3100 with the basic kit lens, we were still doing and charging professional work for professional newborn photos. You know what I mean? So, just think about that. So you don't need the best equipment to be successful on YouTube. You got to learn some tricks in the trade about lighting and sound and things like that. But for the most part, you can definitely do it, with older equipment. So, Pico, Peter, I see the bromance is real in the chat. Right on. Two of my favorite channels there. Let's go back to that Facebook post and let's see what else people said and see if we can answer some questions. And those of you, my other subscribers, I appreciate you guys adding your input as well. Again, for those of you in my Facebook group, that's watching the stream, a lot of the people in the stream are accomplished YouTubers themselves. And so that's why I wanted to do this on YouTube, because they can add their input as well. So, I'm just not talking out the side of my butt. You can check their channels out and see for yourself what they're doing and how they're following the same advice. Let's see. And somebody else, I think, just commented on this. So that's good. Anyway, so after Alex posted his link, Maurice posted his link. So let's go look at Maurice's channel real fast and see what he's doing. Okay, and Maurice is, Derek Bullock is his name. City of Brotherly Blood is the name of this. And so I'm scrolling here. So a couple of things. I don't know if you're talking about a gaming video in this, because we're in a gaming Facebook group, so you got to stay on brand. If you're in a gaming Facebook group and you post something about like cooking or whatever, can I turn up the sound? Well, let me do that. So again, I don't know what we got going on I'm not muted. I don't know what's going on. Why I don't have sound. But anyway, you can go back afterwards and look at these. Again, I don't know what he's talking about. It's just literally 28 minutes of him just staring into his camera, just talking in front of his camera. So videos like this will probably have low watch time unless what he's talking about is super interesting, but you definitely got to have some b-roll to spice in there, because just seeing somebody sit in one place and talk for 30 minutes, might get boring. And again, it's all about the motivation. He may not be trying to blow up on YouTube, so I don't want to assume that he's trying to hit his 1,000 and get, this might just be a video um that's personal, that he wants to make. He's talking about gun violence, murder rate in Philadelphia, which is crazy because I'm supposed to be moving to Philly. When me and my girl, we were talking about moving to Philly in the next year or two. So I don't know. I keep seeing things that make me not want to go to Philly. Like, if you guys remember The Wire, like, but anyway, again, so this video, it's not in the niche at all. So this is not a video about gaming at all. And he's advertising it in a gaming Facebook group. So, like I said, people aren't going to watch that because people are in this to watch gaming videos. So if you put a video like that in a gaming channel, like, they're not going to watch it. Again, like what he might be talking about, that might be some real talk going on, and he might not be trying to blow up on YouTube. He might just be trying to get something off of his chest. So again, I haven't watched it, so I don't want to make assumptions, but again, if you were trying to grow a YouTube channel, like, that's not the way to do it. And again, the video itself, it has some issues. Like, shooting on a cell phone is fine, but you definitely got to sprinkle in some different B-roll. Like I said, he was talking about gun violence, maybe sprinkle in some footage of said gun violence, or maybe, show some studies or things that, that's talking about the subject. But just sitting like this for 30 minutes and just staring on the camera and just talk, like, people simply, our attention spans, whoops, I just kicked my camera. Our attention spans, let me try to move it back down. So people's attention spans just aren't that long nowadays. So you need B-roll to break things up, just to keep people watching and to keep people listening. So let's see. Pico says, I still use the webcam built in my Mac to film my vids. Yeah, and that's totally fine. But like I said, if you are working on your sound, you working on your B-roll, which you obviously do, watching your channel, you got the lights going on, you are conscious about what's behind you, like making sure your background looks nice. So that also, there were some issues with his background. He was behind a window, so the window light was all blown out in the background, and he had a light just shining down right on top of him, made it hard to see. What he should have did is, shooting in front of that window was fine, but instead of having the window behind him, he should have turned around and had the window in front of him and let that natural window light shine on him. And he could have turned off the light in the room completely, and it would have had a nice kind of fall off, kind of like what I'm making my light do right now. It's kind of sitting to the side of me, falling off, and then you got this shadow on the side of your face. And so that would have made a more pleasing image. Just doing that one tip, just facing the window instead of having the window behind you, turn off the lights in the room and kind of have it at a 45, that is, have the light shine on you 45 degrees, and it would have made a nice soft light on shining on you, and then that would have made the image look better, so it would have been pleasing. That being said, you still want to sprinkle in the B-roll, and again, pay attention to what's behind you. Again, he may not have been trying to make YouTube videos for the sake of blowing up and things like that. It sounded like he was just talking about some real serious stuff. And that's cool. Like I said, YouTube, like, is definitely a platform. If you want to just make stuff to document your life or just to get things off your chest, that's fine. You don't have to blow up and make YouTube a career or a side hustle and things like that. But that would be my critique. If he was trying to do that, that's my critique. Just to work on your background, just work on the line. Like I said, you don't have to have lights to do that. I shot plenty of videos with just sunlight and got some good stuff going on. Here's the next link. Are we still sharing here? We're not. Oh, so, all right, let me check the, okay, nothing new in the chat. So let me share the next comment. So again, I apologize. Normally I do this a little smoother, but This was super impromptu. We got to going back and forth in the comments. I'm like, man, let's just talk about it like live, and this will be a good one. So this guy, Real Gaming, and by the way, these little hands here, you see that indicates that they're a new member. So, you know, this is a lot of thing new members do, just spam on other people's, other people's posts, which again, for the long term, I'm just telling you, like, I'm not trying to shit on you or like sit on my high horse and look down on you. I'm just telling you, like, that's not a good look. So yeah, he's brand new. This person has 2 subscribers. And so let's look at it here. I'm looking at it here. 2 games he's playing: Fortnite, Warzone. So automatically you start off in the game like playing the games while they are popular, and a lot of people are into them right now. That's also the problem. They're popular and a lot of people are into them right now. So you are directly competing with streamers on Twitch and streamers on YouTube who have, thousands of subscribers, thousands of follows and views and things like that. So you are competing head to head with them right away. And new people looking for Fortnite and Warzone content, they are going to look at your channel and look at theirs and say, why would I watch you when I can watch them? Again, looking at it here, it's just screenshots for the thumbnails. I used to do that all the time. It'd just be screenshots, and that killed my videos too, because people usually don't click on those. Like, you gotta have some good thumbnails to make it look like you know what you're doing, and that first impression is everything. And again, it's just, what is your name? Deep Invader 21's live Fortnite broadcast. Deep Invader. So these titles are exactly the same for 2 different videos, and then these titles are exactly the same for 2 videos. So titles are another thing too. So okay, it's just a broadcast of watching you play. It's not like I pull off this insane headshot or once in a lifetime kill or something like that to make people like, oh, well, what is this once in a lifetime kill, or what is this crazy headshot, or what is this kill streak that you got, or whatever the case. It's just broadcast this game stream. Like, that's incredibly boring. And like I said, right off the bat, you're competing with the big dogs right out the gate. So the YouTube, so I mean, again, like, people like this will blame the YouTube algorithm, but it's not the algorithm's fault that you're doing this on your channel. And so, it is what it is. Again, like I said, the gameplay is probably fine. It looks like, it's not like he's holding a cell phone up to the screen, like he's capturing it the right way. And so the gameplay, I'm sure, is probably fine. And he's playing as John Wick. That's cool, but again, like, this video right here is being done by a million other creators who have bigger followings than you, who have better equipment probably than you do, since you're just starting out. And so just starting out, you got to do something to make yourself stand out. And this direct competition, you'll never do it this way. And again, I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. Like, I'm just keeping it real, because I made the same mistakes. So that's not going to help. So hopefully you are watching this. And like I said, I hope, I told a lot of people in this Facebook post, I'm like, hey, well, let's talk about it live. And so far, I haven't seen any of them in here, because I feel like a lot of people felt some type of way for me making this post. But it's like, okay, so now here's another one. He posted, all lives matter. All lives can't matter until Black lives do. I'm totally down with that message. Okay, I'm totally down for that. But again, here is a political YouTube video in a video game, Facebook group. Like, that's not gonna work. Like, people don't come here to watch that. Like, I definitely watch that type of stuff and follow that as a Black man. Like, that's something that affects me directly. So absolutely, I'm all about that. But I'm not looking for that if I go into my video game Facebook group. I go to my video game Facebook group to follow video games. I have a group that I follow on Facebook group for this kind of stuff, and I go there for that. Like, what I mean? If somebody was in that posted, oh, here's me playing this latest game, I'd be like, wait, what? Like what does that got to do with anything we're talking about? So again, it's just, oh, I forgot to share. Womp womp. So hold on, I'll share it in a second. So Lord Zybulba says, educational, entertaining. The audience has to get something out of it. Exactly. And like I said, it's gotta have to do with what you're looking for at the time. Like if I'm looking for the news, then I will go watch the news for that. But you see here, he posted this Black Lives Matter video. Again, I'm totally down for that message, but this is new and small YouTube gamers. So new and small YouTube gamers, that has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? So again, I'm totally down for that message, and I'll probably watch that later, maybe. But again, most YouTubers in this Facebook group, we're in here looking for video games at the moment. You know what I'm saying? If you want somebody to see that, go post that in a Facebook group where it's relevant. You know what I mean? So Jay the Goon says, so how would someone be able to promote if they can't be able to do that? So how am I going to promote my channel if I can't spam on other people's posts? Would anybody in the chat like to take this? What's a good way that you promote your channel? Because I see a lot of people promote their channel by not spamming on other people's posts. Again, most of us here in the chat are fellow YouTubers. I'm sure everybody's got, a method. My girlfriend is messaging me saying she's buying more stuff. Don't do it, baby. Don't do it. It says help. Said I can help, but you got to give me your credit card. So I said, give me your cards. I can help. So anyway, but yeah, so he asked, how would you be able to promote? Barry says, that's not promoting, that's leeching. And I agree. Like I said, I told Jay the Goon, you can promote on your own post. I mean, seems like, seems logical to me. But I mean, there are tons of ways to promote your YouTube channel when you're just starting out. This is one of them. Again, if I post my content to another video game group, I'm not posting on other people's stuff. Like I'm posting on my own. Like you can easily make your, and see that kind of mentality. Like you don't want to take the time to even make your own posts. Like you're just going to post on somebody else's. Like, so like you're half-assing like even promotion. So that tells me that you're not trying to put in the legwork to get your channel out there. Like if you can't even promote it yourself, you're trying to piggyback off of other people that you don't even know, don't have any kind of relationship with. And that's why I got upset and put this post in the first place, because my boy Harry, like he's got Peter says, look, I'm on the stream. Yeah, Peter is on the stream. And so is my girlfriend. She's saying, yes, daddy. Of course, she's just joking. Like we ain't got no weird thing going on. But yeah, so he's just like, I don't know. Like with that, again, that's what I'm talking about the mentality. Like if you don't have the mentality to promote yourself, like why should other people want to promote? Why should other people want to listen to what you have to say if you are half-assing what you have to say? Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that mentality right there. That's somebody who's not going to make it on YouTube. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but like, like people just want it handed to them. Like that's not, and of course he didn't post a link because I would have looked at his channel, like, and seen what he's got going on. Like, and as I look at his channel, it says Jay the Goon hasn't posted anything yet in the group. So like he hasn't even made his own post yet, but he's asking me like, well, if I can't post on other people's, like, how can that, like, that's crazy to me. That's absolutely crazy. But that right there. And again, I don't see anybody from the Facebook group in this chat because I would love to hear their thoughts on this. Like we went back and forth, in the comment section. And again, I wanted to do it this way because like typing it out, like you don't get the full effect of what people are trying to say all the time, And so I think it's important to, whenever we can, to talk, more face to face like this. Let me see what's going on. What else is going on? So This person, Dano, said, "Why so mad?" Again, like it's not more mad. Like I'm just more annoyed. Like that people, like I said, if you can't put in the work, to promote your own channel, like then why would we take you serious? Like why would we? If you're sitting there, oh, I need 1,000 subscribers, and you don't tell us why or how it could benefit us by watching, like why would we want to watch? So it's just like I said, that mentality, and like I said, YouTube's decision to do the 1,000 subscriber 400 watch hour, that killed a lot of people like that on the platform. It killed a lot of those channels off, which to me is fine because that's not the kind of stuff I want to watch anyway. We got one more here. Said, "Don't be afraid of being called daddy. I'm in my wife's phone as Mountain Daddy." That's hilarious. Pick Flip is in the house, just dropped in. Hope you guys are doing good. Yeah, man, we're chilling, talking about starting up a new channel. So let's look at some of these because we got some great tips in here. So if any of you are in the Facebook group watching this, let's see, check this out. Let's see. Says Waves and Games says, "I try to collab as much as possible. That's how I promote." And that's absolutely true. Like if you collaborate with somebody else in your space, then your subscribers get to see them and know about them, and their subscribers get to see you and learn about you. Again, when it comes to collabs, you should try to collab with somebody who's about the same size as you, is what they say. And because, like, for instance, if you have 100 subscribers and you're trying to collab with somebody with 10,000 subscribers, there's nothing really in it for them, because they're, what I'm saying? Like, they got 10,000 people that can see you, but you only got 100 that can see him. Like, that's not equal. So definitely try to do it. But that's what it takes to build community. You do it with people around your same size and you guys come up together. A lot of people give like Metal Jesus Rocks a bunch of crap because they say he doesn't do enough to promote smaller channels. But it was like, who was promoting him when he was a smaller channel? Like he rocks with, John Hancock and John Riggs and Radical Reggie, Kelsey Lewin, and, Kinsey. Like he rocks with all them, Drunken Master Paul. And the reason why is because they all came up together. He met Reggie like when Reggie was working at the video game store, and they got to rapping about it. He's like, "Oh, well, I make these videos." And so they came up together. So they started all small together, and now all of them are, most of them are prominent members in the space now, OGs in the space now, but they did that together. So again, that's not his fault. Like, you know what I mean? And you got like all the Spawn Wave people, all the media glitch people, like they all came up together, so they promote each other, and that's fine. There's people that like some of my contemporaries, Waves and Games is one, which we should do a collab at some point. Waves and Games, Retro Rivals, Ken's Games Collection. A lot of us kind of started blowing up around the same time, Pac-Man Case, and so old ass retro gamers. So I'm cool with doing like collabs with them. We come up together, and so I would love to promote each other. Like even channels that are smaller than mine. Waves and Games is I think smaller than me right now, but we have a rapport. Like I would consider us friends on here. We've known each other for a long time, and so like for me to do a collab, that totally makes sense to me. Like I would love to see Waves and Games get more subscribers, and then we can help each other once he gets bigger. And so that's cool too. Like I said, I collaborated. I did a collaboration with Cruz, and he's still under 100 subs. And at the time I was at like 700, but he had like 40 at the time. But it was cool. We got the talking, and it organic idea for a collaboration came up, and it was actually me that was like, "Hey, we should do this video together," and he was like, "Bet." So like I said, organically forming those relationships over time, that's how it happens. So collaboration is definitely one of the best ways to promote yourself and to promote each other. Everybody wins. Denver Gamer says, "I ask groups for their input when I shout out to them in my video." Absolutely. Attraction, not promotion. C1D5 and Andre 3000 boys, don't do it. The players anthem. Don't do it. Reconsider. Heck yeah. First 100 and first 1,000 subs are the toughest. Definitely. It took me 2 years to get my first 100. It took me 2 years, like in like a couple of months to get my first 100. Of course, it took me 5 years to get my first 1,000. Let's see. Don't be afraid. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Let's see. I just dropped in. Yep, read that one too. Denver Gamer says I'm in Metal Jesus Rocks videos, and I have 3,700 subs. And that's another thing too. Like a lot of people are saying that he doesn't promote, but he does promote smaller channels. He did that. Like you did the collab with him, Gaming Off the Grid, and Gaming Off the Grid blew up because of that. But when he collabed with them, and like I said, Metal Jesus Rocks is over 800,000 right now. He's closing in on that 1 million subs. And he did a collab with you, who has 37. He did a collab with Gaming Off the Grid. At the time, they were at like 5.6. John Hancock has been on with Mr. Right Way, my homeboy Steve Wright. Steve Wright is blowing up too. He's closing in on 10,000. But John Hancock is 10 times that size. John Hancock is over 100,000, and they've done podcasts and videos together. So like they will, like if somebody catches their eye, which, hey, Metal Jesus, like, hey, like, let's talk about like, hope I catch your eye, let's do something. But even still, like Metal Jesus has watched my Hidden Gems videos and was like, oh, like that's a cool video, like, like praised my video, and like even the games I picked was like, oh, I've never heard of that game and this and that. And I'm like, wow, this is coming from the guy who made Hidden Gems videos popular. And he saw one of my videos and was like, hey man, good job, big up for that. Like that's cool. And even on his website, he posted like all of a sudden I started getting a surge of views and followers, and I'm like, what? And found out he had posted my video on his website, and so on metaljesusrocks.com, and like my video was on there. So you know what I'm saying? He does little stuff behind the scenes like that. And like I said, he didn't say nothing. He was like, hey, he didn't come to me, hey, by the way, I'm promoting you on this and that. Like, no, I had to find out. You know what I mean? But somebody else told me, it's like, hey, man, I just seen your video on Metal Jesus Rocks website. I'm like, for real? And I went, and there it was. And so, Metal Jesus, like, he's a cool dude, man. Like, he be doing little stuff, like, on the low that people don't talk about. They just try to focus on negative stuff that isn't there. So, yeah, man, MGR is good people. For sure he is. So, yeah, man. Okay, yeah, you had 233. Right on. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we are. Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, me and Waves and Games are doing a collab. Yeah, that's right. Because you're gonna be in town in August. See, this is why you got to remind me. Because literally a month from today, we're gonna shoot that. So for sure. Let's see here. Is there anything else in that Facebook group to talk about? So anyway, the guy that originally was saying. The guy that was originally saying, oh, maybe it's because it's small YouTubers and it's the algorithm that's burying us and this and that. Let me share one more because he did post a link. And so let's take a look and see what he's doing. So, and again, I need to say this again, no matter how many times I say it, somebody's not going to get the message. I'm not doing this, try to shit on people or try to win some argument. Like let's really talk about it. Like, okay, so here's his channel here. This is Mr. Monday. And so he's got 17 subscribers. So he's new at this. So 4 weeks. Let me see how long he's been on the platform. Okay, so he's been on for under a year. So 9 months is what he's been on. So he's posting stuff, kittens, stuff about cats and some anime stuff, and then he moved away from anime stuff, looks like, and he started doing like let's plays. Like, so he's doing Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity again. A lot of like, I mean, you trying to battle with like the Spawn Wave crew and like all those Switch YouTubers who stream this game constantly, and all the Twitch streamers who stream this game constantly. Again, like there's some heavy hitters covering this game and streaming this game right now, and you are starting off brand new, automatically competing with people like that. Again, the viewers are saying, why would I watch William Monday do it when I can watch Player Essence, or I can watch you know what I'm saying, I can watch 8-Bit Eric or somebody else like that do it. Like, why would I watch you when I can watch them do it? You see what I'm saying? So you are directly competing. The algorithm has nothing to do with it. The algorithm is showing what people are attracted to. People are attracted to those brands that, like, people don't understand. Once you get to a certain point, like, your name becomes a brand. So you competing with the Spawnway crew, you might as well be competing against Nike. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Spawnway crew, like, they got Nintendo Switch stuff on lock. You know what I'm saying? You talking about them, you talking about Wood Hawker, like, all those cats, like, come on, man. Like, and so that's what it is. Like, it's not necessarily the algorithm burying you and looking at your videos. Again, it's just, you know, CDH Warrior Presents, Let's Play. You know, all these titles are very much the same. There's nothing that stands out to me in these titles. Again, it's just the screenshot, you know, for the thumbnail. So again, like, you're doing the exact same thing that they're doing, but they're doing it on a higher level. You know what I mean? And they already got the fan base because they've been putting this in for years, whereas you've only been on for 9 months. You know what I mean? So, like, that's a lot to compete against. Like, that's a lot for anybody to compete against. So again, I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm really not. Like, it's just, that's what happens with small YouTubers. Like, they'll come in and, like I said, because I did the same thing. Like, oh man, let me come in and do what my hero is doing or do what the people I look up to are doing. But I don't know anything about making YouTube videos, making thumbnails, promote myself on social media. Like, I don't have the game like that. So I didn't realize how bad off I was, you know, trying to do the exact same thing that Metal Jesus Rocks was doing when I first started my channel. I didn't know what I didn't know. And so I'm just sitting here. I was the same way, wondering, like, man, I'm putting out these videos. And honestly, when I look at these videos, the videos are not good. Okay. So that was another thing for me. I was not being honest with myself at how bad my videos were. Okay. And that was just the long and short of it. Like, it's, you know, that's what it is. So going back to that, I don't think there's anything else. Let me refresh this real fast. Somebody, let's see, Dana Davis posted something else in it. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so yeah, he was the one that asked why I'm so mad. Also, he says, also, if you believe in doing it organically, why are you here? Shouldn't you just be putting stuff out on your own? And see, he doesn't understand what organically is. So who can answer that question? I'm in here because for sure I want to promote, but I'm promoting organically by I'm meeting people. Like, I'm meeting people here. Like, we're forming like real relationships. Like I said, I met Generation Pixel here. I met Ploop Choop here. I met Backpack Games here. So, and there's more. There's my buddy. I can't remember. It starts with a P. He does the, he plays Among Us all the time. He plays that in Subnautica, which that's a fantastic game. I still got to get that on PS4. I found out about that game by watching this guy on here. So, we are talking about it right now. Come join a stream. So again, it's not contradictory at all. Like, I am here promoting myself on my own post, but along the way, I'll see somebody else, and I'll become an admirer of what they're doing. They might admire what I'm doing, and organically, it just happens. We form relationships. Like, Generation Pixel, somebody I would definitely collab with, even though my channel's bigger than his. But again, it doesn't matter because we formed a relationship. Actually, Generation Pixel, I got an idea for some content that me and him could do. So Generation, if you see this at some point, I'm going to be reaching out to you actually in the near future to talk about that. So I definitely plan on doing a collab with Generation Pixel. Backpack Games, Ploop Choop, they want to collab with me. Cool, no problem, because we've built a relationship here on this Facebook group, and we did that organically. It happened over the course of several months. It wasn't just like, oh, please collab with me because blah, 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 blah. Or, hey, does anybody want to collab? Just asking random strangers, hey, you want to collab just because? Like, if you don't know anything about each other's styles or personalities or anything like that. So again, he says, you believe in doing it organically, and why are you here? Hopefully he sees this, and hopefully he hops in the chat. Let me go back to the comments. Is there anybody else who has any input on this? Let me stop sharing for a second. So And let me catch up. So after that it says earning subs is work. It's like grinding on Shin Megami Devil Summoner. You just have to be persistent and create content you love. Absolutely. Let's do a collab, Lightsaber Denver. Let's do it. Real Proto Mike, Ken's Games mentions you too. Yeah, man, Ken's is an awesome dude. Like I was an admirer of him like from a while ago. And yeah, Ken's like that's a good dude right there. And actually, like, you know, I got an idea for a collab with him too. It's similar to what I'm thinking about with Generation Pixel, but like I said, those guys being in power regions definitely gives me some ideas. Denver Gamer says, let's see, lighting and sound are huge when first starting out. Absolutely. Like I said, if you're doing exactly the same thing everybody else is doing, but your videos don't look as good, like you're going to have a hard time breaking through. And for me, like I said, I started looking at, you know, film channels and photography channels on YouTube. You guys have heard the story before. I looked at, you know, Think Media is a big one, you know, Sean Kennel and the gang, and they also gave me a lot of tips and a lot of knowledge about mindset. They taught me a lot about the mindset to have to be successful at YouTube, and you know the things that the algorithms look for. And so they gave me a lot of game on growing a YouTube channel, as well as gave me some tips, you know, in the beginning on camera settings and things like that. D4 Darius was a huge one. Peter McKinnon, of course, and all the group up there, the Dope Squad in up in Canada, whether it was him or Maddie or Chris Howe or you know, Jesse Driftwood or whoever, all up there, you know, Creative Ryan and YC Imaging. There's a lot of channels that I follow, you know, even others in my space like Andy and media.ddt. Like she does like a lot of cool camera stuff. And so, you know, and she's a smaller channel like myself. And so I started consuming that content to the point that now outside of YouTube and outside of my job at the school, like I do photography professionally. Like people pay me to take their pictures. People pay me to do video work for them. Like I absorb, and like I said, all my skills in that literally just came from making better gaming videos. You know what I mean? But that's how hard I dived into it, because that's how serious I wanted to be about upping my production. So basically now, like now the goal for my channel would be like, if one of these people like Peter McKinnon or Maddie Hapoya or whoever, if they wanted to do a gaming video, what would it look like? And so like I took a lot of their aesthetics and a lot of the things that they taught me about film and photography and try to incorporate it in my video game channel, so much that now I talk about, you know, I make my own videos about photography and film and stuff. And, you know, now that, you know, that is why I'm going to separate and put that stuff on the other channel, because it's messing up my algorithm for the gaming stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Like I absorbed, to make better gaming videos, I absorbed that world so heavily that now I do it myself. You know what I mean? So, and that's what it takes sometimes. Let's see. It's going to cost money. Definitely. Camera, the camera and photo world, unfortunately, is not an inexpensive hobby. You know, gaming, definitely you can get some, you know, if you know how to look and you know how to hunt, you can really get some gaming stuff on the cheap. But photo and camera equipment, it almost never happens. I do apply some of the techniques that, you know, when it comes to retro video game collecting to get some of this stuff. But in most cases, you just got to spend the money. Like there was no way I could get this 90D any cheaper than I got it. Like I said, I got a little cheaper because I didn't need to buy a camera lens with it. I already had lenses that I had bought. But still, I had to spend $1,000 on just the camera itself, just the body. The lens that I'm using, it's a $700 lens. Like there's no way around that. You can buy a used one and get it for like maybe $680, you know what I mean? And get it a little cheaper, but there's nowhere where you just got to spend the money, you know? Like if I had some other older equipment, I can sell that towards the purchase of some of this stuff. And in fact, I do that. If I find something like, sometimes Best Buy will put cameras and camera equipment like in that they had on display. They'll put it out and sell it off cheap so they can get rid of it. I did buy a camera like that for like $200 because the camera and lens combo was like a $900 combo. So I bought it for $200 and sold it for $650, you know, and made money like that. And I put that $650 towards buying I think I bought the stabilizer with it. Excuse me, my gimbal. Sorry, my throat is starting to get dry all this talking I'm doing. But yeah, like I said, it's tough. So yeah, and you just got to spend the money. But like I said, I just considered it an investment. You know, if I want to be successful in YouTube, this is what it's going to take. So this is equipment that I can use for years to come. And now that I do paid work, well, now it's an investment because, like I said, I mean, I've shot tons of photos for people on this 90D, and I probably paid it off by now. I've definitely done enough work that I've earned a few grand doing this camera thing now. So most of my equipment, I'm slowly paying off all of my equipment because I'm earning that money back. So let's see. Get your equipment used if you need to. Absolutely. And there's definitely a lot of good places to get used equipment. And so I do that all the time. Evil Alex says, happy 4th of July. Welcome to the stream, Evil Alex. Happy birthday, my friend. Or happy birthday. Happy 4th of July. Pickflip. Hey, Pickflip is in the house. Or there's ways like using natural outside light or lamps to help with lighting. Most cell phones nowadays have great cameras for video footage. Yeah, man, this freaking camera right here that I just got, this LG V60, this thing shoots in 8K. Like, it's crazy. I would never use the 8K function because like that would cripple my computer, but the 4K footage in this is actually pretty nice. And yeah, if you get some natural lights or whatever, like, yeah, like you can get busy on a cell phone nowadays. So Wade says, so true, dimmer gaming, lighting, and sound are huge, but if your lighting and sound are awesome, but you aren't saying anything of importance, no one's going to watch. And that's true too. At the end of the day, content is king at the end of the day. Okay, so you can have like not great equipment, like Radical Reggie, for instance. Radical Reggie does not have the best camera equipment. He still uses either a cell phone or a webcam, you know what I mean? Whereas Metal Jesus has invested in cameras and he uses softbox lighting and things like that on his channel. Radical Reggie has none of that. Just shoots it in his game room, in his house, or in his living room or whatever, and still has thousands, tens of thousands of subscribers just because the content he makes is on point for who's watching. Like he's still put in, like, his personality himself. Over the years, he has gotten better at his stage presence. So like he knows how to talk to people. Like he knows how to make videos despite not having the best equipment. He's a perfect example of how it doesn't matter. You can still get a huge following with not the best equipment. So content is king, but you know what I'm saying, he worked with Metal Jesus early in his career doing those collabs like we talked about. And he, now he's collabs, he does stuff with Media Glitch now and a lot of stuff like that. So he's built a community around himself and around other creators, and that took time because Radical Reggie's been around for, over 5, years. He's been around closer to 10 years now, been around, So he's put in that time. A lot of these people in this Facebook group have been around a couple of years at most, you know what I mean? And sitting there wondering like, oh, it's the algorithms and, just making these excuses. But like, it takes time. It takes time. People talk about Metal Jesus Rocks. Metal Jesus has been around like 14 years on the platform. He's been around since like 2007, like on YouTube. Like, that's crazy. Like, so, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say to people like when they say things like that. Yeah. Oh, snaps. Pringles Domain. He was the one I was talking about. So he is from this Facebook group that we're talking about right now, the new and small YouTube gamers. So Dano Davis, you were telling me like, also, if you believe in doing it organically, why are you here? Shouldn't you just be putting stuff out on your own and just seeing what happens? Kind of seems contradictory. It actually does not. Pringles Domain is a perfect example of someone that I have built a relationship with organically over time. And like, we met in that group. I was on there promoting myself. He was on there promoting himself. And I ended up clicking his link one time and we got to talk, and I think we started talking about the M50 because we were talking about lenses to get for it. And I asked him, I was like, hey, like, I'm going to show you this link to my video. Like, I wasn't trying to spam him, but I used a similar setup, and he was looking for to grab one of the Sigma lenses. And so I'm like, hey, well, here I use the 50 mil with the speed booster. Here's what it looks like just for reference. And this is a cheaper setup. He ended up going with the Sigma, which was it was a better decision. The Sigma is so crispy, that lens. But yeah, like, and so he plays the imposter game, Among Us. He plays that a lot, and it's cool because he gets to play with his subscribers, and so that's something that he's doing that not a lot of people do. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, especially on that Facebook group, watch me play this, watch me play that, but he's playing with the subscribers, which is cool. That's a cool spin, and that's a great way to get people engaged and get people to watch his stream whenever he streams if they want to play with him, to try to get in a game. And so that's a fantastic idea. So he's got a really good thing going. And let me try to pull him up then while we're looking at it. So he's in my subscriptions. And again, so I'm glad he's here because now we can look at his channel. And here's an example of someone who's doing it in our Facebook group, who's doing it the right way. Gosh darn, I wish they would put this stuff in alphabetical order. But yeah, again, so happy you're here. I will catch up. There's Backpack Games. We'll have to look at him too in a second because he's also in the Facebook group. But like I said, Dano, I hope you're looking. I hope you're watching this. I told him to come in the stream. I don't think he has. It'd be nice if he did, so he could see the answer to his question. But oh my God, there he is. Okay, so now let me share this. So off the bat, Snaps Joe Casey in the house. What's going on? Gaming with the Professor Joe Casey. What is going on? Share this joint real fast. So automatically, when you just look at the front page, look, he's got the nice banner up top. Pringles Domain Games Tech Tips. Subscribe now. Like I said, that's a cool banner. It's got a picture of him in it. Like automatically, that looks like he has his shit together. You know what I mean? Like that's the difference between him and then looking at the channel that we just looked at. Mr. Monday's channel. And again, that comes with experience. Again, you see he's got 2,700 subscribers, 27.5 almost, so he's been doing this for a while now, you know what I mean? But like I said, look, you see here 5 months ago, he had 1,000 subscriber special. And in the last 5 months, he's doubled his channel. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not impossible. But like I said, his thumbnails are nice, and I like what he's doing with his nut thumbnails because they're the same but they're different depending on what type of game he's playing. So he's doing it, he's Subnautica Below Zero. This is his series on that. So if you're looking for Subnautica Below Zero content on his channel, if that's what you subscribe for, it's easy to find. Little Nightmares too, if you're here for that, easy to find. You know what I mean? So there's some Beat Saber stuff, Among Us stuff, Minecraft stuff. So it's very, like, his channel itself is very organized and very well laid out, but that's the type of stuff that comes with experience. And that was the difference between him and some of the other channels in our Facebook group when I was looking for, channels to look at, and people always posting their links and stuff. That's why he caught my eye, because, he was doing something, like this looks super pro right here, right? Like, can we agree? Like, this looks fantastic. Like, it's nice and clean. Everything's laid out perfectly. And again, playing Among Us, like, he gets to interact directly with his subscribers and play with them. And that's a fantastic thing to build, a community around. So fantastic. So that's the thing that he does that a lot of people don't do. Ploopa Choop right here. So we'll click on them. Ploopa Choop, they also, I met in this Facebook group. Again, a smaller channel, but they got the nice banner up. They got their anime style avatars. This is a group of people of 3 creators, kind of like level 157. Oh man, I almost forgot my guy over here. So we'll click on this video here. Here's an example of collaboration. Brew United, also another fantastic YouTuber who I met in this Facebook group. And you can see them, they're here doing a collaboration together. So, they are putting in the work and doing the things that they need to do. They're not on the Facebook group spamming other people's posts, putting their links in other people's posts. This is how you do it the right way. And again, these are people right in our same Facebook group, but this is why I mess with these people. This is why I started watching their content, because they're doing it the right way. They're putting in the work. Ploopa Troop's got a bright future. And like I said, like, you know, Ploopa Troop is building a community around, you know, other YouTubers. So even though they're a smaller channel now, you know, you'll start to see them do rapid growth. Like I said, if Ploop wanted to collab with me, that's cool. They got 100 subscribers and I got, you know, 1,500, but I don't care because I like what they're doing, you know. So if they came with me with you know, and actually I think we had talked about being on their podcast before. So I would love to do it, and I would happily do that. There was some other ones I wanted to look at. But again, it's, well, here's Brew United right here. Speaking of which, and he hasn't posted in a while, I don't think. I think he's had some stuff going on. So yeah, he's been gone for a little while, 2 months, but he was expanding rapidly before he dropped off. And so, like I said, he's probably just got some life things going on right now, but he has a fantastic, let me see what this video is doing. So we can take a look. VR to Generation Pixel, because so this is a video he's doing in response to a video Generation Pixel did. I wanted to do a response on this too, so I definitely need to do that. But like I said, look at his setup. You know, he's definitely paying attention to what's behind him in the background. His lighting's on point. His sound is on point. He's got the mixing board right there with the, like I said, he's doing it the right way. He's investing his time and his money in growing his channel. Even though he's a small channel, he's not letting that be an excuse to, you know, try to elevate and get his quality up to par. And like I said, he has a fantastic channel. So let me stop sharing for a second. But yeah, so again, perfect example. So to answer his question, and like I said, I don't even think he hopped in the chat, but I told him to hop in the stream. I left the link. Daniel Davis, like I said, that is how you do it the right way. So no, it's not contradictory to be in a YouTube group promoting myself and doing it organically. You can do both. You know what I mean? We're not in the UC, like he has the mentality, I guess, that we're in that YouTube group, we're in that Facebook group just to spam our stuff all over the place. That's not it. It's not, we're there to build a community, you know, around what we've got going on. And like I said, there are others in that group too, but like, it's just like I said, there are a lot of good channels in that group who are doing it the right way, but it's, you know, hard to sift through all of the BS that goes on that channel. And like I said, some of it, you know, people are doing it because they don't know any better. They're new channels, and to them, like, I'm just trying to give you the game. I'm not trying to shit all over you. Like I said before, I'm just trying to, you know what I mean? Like you asked me, you know, you went in my comment and asked me. So I wanted to show you, and hopefully, you know, listening to me and some of the other YouTubers here, you know, hopefully you guys got some insight, and hopefully, you know, it'll help take you guys to the next level. Let me catch up on all of the comments here, because there are quite a few. Let's see. So Real Proto Mike says, yeah, a fuzzy camera is fine if you're entertaining. Absolutely. Like I said, there are plenty of channels like that I watch that don't have the best equipment, but they don't have to, because I watch them for one, you know, for one reason or another. Either they're entertaining, or they cover a subject that I really like that not a lot of people are covering it, or they cover it better than some other people that I like. And so, you know, C. Denver says, of course, waves. For that, I would say just keep pumping out videos, you know, naturally get better. I was a stiff in my first video, probably still am. Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, just, I feel much more confident and comfortable talking in front of the camera now. Everything from my stage presence to, you know, everything. Like, the more you make these videos, the better you will get at it. But like I said, my girl, she gives me crap all the time because I always watch my own videos on YouTube, but I'm watching them because I'm like, okay, that was good, but like, what can I do next time? Like, what can I improve? So every few months, like, definitely I do a change to the studio or whatever the case. Like I said, you guys recognize my game room, but this is just one of the angles I shoot in. I also shoot up against this wall where I have that brick backdrop, you know, or I'll shoot this way over here where I got like the two TVs behind me, you know, where these two TVs are directly behind me. If I flip this way, looking the same way, I've got my picture collage behind me, you know, with all the video game collages. If I go back over here, like to where you see this shelf, I'll shoot directly in front of that shelf sometimes. And so, like I said, I mix it up all the time. And that was another thing that I had to learn by making videos, is making sure that my background is on point. And I've set this game room up so where I would have like 6 or 7 good backgrounds to where I could keep switching it up. Most recently, I started shooting in the doorway going into my laundry room and shooting back this way, so I have all this depth, like 16 feet of depth. And then this light I'll post up and it'll kind of be hanging above in the background. And I'll use my ring light, which I still use to make videos. And that's a super cheap ring light. This light here is more expensive at $300, but you know, I didn't buy this right away. I started off small and you know, just, you know, it moves up over time. So let's see. Hey, random question, but I picked up 2 copies of Never Dead on PS3. One has a white spine and the other has a white spine. Anyone know the difference? I don't. That's interesting. My copy of, let me grab my copy of Never Dead. I don't remember now what it looks like. So here's my copy of Never Dead. And are you talking about like the spine is actually white? Like, because there's my copy. It's a little, I mean, it might be a little lighter than because the yellow, the yellow on the front of the cover is definitely deeper than the yellow on the spine, if you'll notice. But it could be like something like discoloration. Maybe it's set in a place that was by the sun. Like I know one of the places I go to look for video games is at this pawn shop. And they have their video games sitting right in front of like the window. And so they get sun bleached over time. And so that sucks because sometimes they have some really good stuff over there. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'll grab them and the case is all like janky because of sun bleach. And in some cases that can ruin the disc too, right? Like, you know, disc rot is a real thing. So in some ways, like that'll mess up the disc. And, you know, they don't do anything about it, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so it could be something like that. Zybalba, I'm not sure, but let's see. Do I stream games on Twitch? No, I don't, because I don't stream games that much anymore. I used to do it more back in the day, and I planned on doing it some more, but I just haven't done it yet. So I do want to get back into streaming games, but nah, I don't do it on Twitch. I'm trying to focus primarily on YouTube. If I blew up on YouTube and people want me to do Switch, I might give it a shot, but I'm trying to focus on just like one platform at a time. There's Pringo's domain in here. Michael is in the house. Let's see. Alibaba. You look really HD already. Yeah, again, like, yeah, and again, I'm not using my webcam. I'm using the camera I make my actual videos with. So I just got it hooked up to my computer right now. And so I'm streaming using this as the camera. So I like this because it looks really good, like for streaming. So this is something that I can do, you know, compared to a lot of other people to stand out a little bit. And so, like I said, I want my streams, if I can get my streams to look more like my actual, like, you know, edited and made YouTube videos, then that's cool. So yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for that. Yeah, this is what I try to do to make my streams look a little better. See, Pringle says, do I recommend the Canon M50 Mark II? If you got a Mark I, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. It's worth it if it's like, so if your M50 is your main camera, it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it because you can get some better streaming quality footage. Like for instance, right now I'm using the Canon Connect app to capture this footage. And doing this on StreamYard, I'm hooked up via USB. So the highest resolution I can go right now is 720p. But if I were to use the HDMI cord, I could get 1080 or even 4K. So I could get my streams to look even closer to my actual videos if I use HDMI. Now the 90D has a clean HDMI input, so that would be fine. But the M50 Mark I does not. So if you were to hook up with HDMI that way, you would see like all the screen info, like your box for your autofocus and stuff. Right now I'm using zone autofocus, so whatever I put in the center gets it focused, and it focuses nice and fast back on my face, back on this. But if this did not have a clean HDMI, you would see that box in the center, and then you would see like in the corner, like my ISO and my aperture and shutter speed and all of that stuff. So the M50 Mark II out though. So if you are hooking up with, if you're set on hooking up via HDMI, you can get better quality doing it that way. Then I would suggest the Mark II for that, because the Mark II has clean HDMI. However, like I said, I'm streaming right now just via USB, and I think the image looks pretty good. And like I said, if you put that Sigma that you have on your Mark I and do it with the Canon Connect app just like this, you would get very similar quality. Right now, I'm shooting on a Sigma lens too. I'm shooting at the on the 18-35 1.8, and I'm shooting wide open at 1.8. I think the Sigma you got is the 16 1.4, and it's just as sharp as this art lens. And the Sigma art, the art lenses are like their top of the line lenses from Sigma, but those M50 lenses, those look just as sharp as the art lenses. And you know, shooting at 16, I'm shooting at 18, so 16 you would get a little bit of a wider view. And I'm zoomed in a little bit, like I can zoom out, but I like this frame better. So like I just, again, paying attention to my background, this frame looks better. So I can go out a little wider, but your 16 will go out even wider, and you can blur the background even more because your aperture goes down to 1.4 instead of 1.8. So I would suggest keeping the Mark I. And if you don't have a USB cable already, just buy a $10 one off of Amazon. The Canon Connect app is free. If you have trouble setting that up, you can hit me up sometime, like on social media, and I can walk you through it. But like I said, this is a free solution, and it looks almost as good as HDMI. So that's why I don't bother with the HDMI on this. Again, like my internet is kind of trashy, and I'm doing internet via Wi-Fi right now, so this is less taxing on my system. Again, if I get the because again I have a 50-foot Ethernet cable. If I hardwire it up, then I could probably shoot HDMI in 4K with no lag at all, and that would probably be good. But so yeah, that's my long recommendation. The M50 Mark II doesn't add much that the M50 Mark I doesn't already have. The major difference is clean HDMI output, which if you hook up USB, you don't even need it. So yeah. And even on the Mark I, if you have a camera that doesn't have clean HDMI out, you can hit the info button on these Canon cameras. You can click the info button until everything disappears except your autofocus box. And then if you switch to manual focus, that will disappear too. So in that sense, your screen will be clean. It won't have anything on it. Only difference is you would be shooting in manual focus. But if you're shooting on that wide 16 millimeter lens, like I said, if I lean a little bit, I'm close enough to touch it, so I can switch to manual right now and rack focus to where I'm going to be and be fine. So that's a way to get around it, you know, shooting with a clean HDMI. So honestly, I don't think it's worth it for me personally. Like I said, I got my M50, love it. It's upstairs. I got it hooked to the Atomos Ninja right now because I'm doing a video on my camera channel about the pros and cons of using the Atomos Ninja on the M50. What are they? So, but yeah, I love my M50, and I'm just gonna stick with it. Let's see. If you want an upgrade to the M2, that is the M50 Mark II for real, because it's got everything that this 90D has. It's got 4K with no crop. It's got dual pixel autofocus in 4K, 24 frames and 30 frames a second. You've got 120 frames a second in 1080p, which I very seldom use that. You got 60 frames in 1080p. So like I said, it's a serious little camera, and it does everything that our M50s don't. The only thing with the M6 Mark II is it doesn't have an electronic viewfinder, and it has a flip up screen instead of a flip out screen. And I like the flip out screen better. So that's why I haven't upgraded to it yet, but uses the same sensor as this 90D. So you get the upgraded image sensor. So the look of it will be very similar to my 90D. And I thought about getting it a couple of times, but I don't know. I'm still happy with my M50. So let's see. Reggie, like, Reggie like effing my personality enough, and it is. Yeah, man. Like I said, I liked Metal Jesus Rocks, and he was the reason why I started. I was talking to Reggie the other day, and I told him, I was like, look, man, like I subbed for Metal Jesus Rocks. I liked his content, but like it was your videos, the pickups videos, man, and like the PlayStation 1 hidden gems videos that they did back in the day. Like you put the extra sauce on it, man, that made me. And do you guys remember that video where Metal Jesus Rocks did the game room tour at Reggie's house? Like that video is so dope. And his homeboy is in there pooping when they go in the bathroom. Like that, yeah, like that was good stuff, man. Like, let's see. Yeah, at one point I know Reggie was even editing his videos on his phone. He was editing on his phone. Like I said, you can get it done. I remember he was talking, because he was like, yeah, I got like 30 videos edited on my phone right now. He had 30 lined up and was just putting them on and just releasing them. Like he was grinding on his phone, like, doing what it took. So let's see. Science Win says, I've always felt like it's a balancing act. If the production quality is too low, it probably won't watch it. If the creator is boring or impersonal, I'll move away pretty quickly. Joe Casey saying, what's happening, homie? Yeah, what's going on, man? Sorry, I'm catching up on all these. The Sigma lens is awesome. Yeah, man, I thought about getting it myself because I'm trying to figure out like a good vlogging setup because I like my 90D and it's crispy, but it's also pretty heavy. And normally I'll rig it out in the cinema style, like you guys seen the picture of that cinema rig. That's what I do when I do professional work for people, and I'll rig the 90D up like that. And so that's how it sits most of the time. Right now it's just sitting on the tripod. But normally I'll use it for that, and I'll use it for like more like serious photo gigs that I get, like weddings and stuff like that. And so that's what I use it for mainly. So my M50 is still my main vlogging lens when I go out and vlog, but I'm still trying to find the right setup for it. And so I've been playing with a bunch of different lenses. I might make a video on my other channel about that and just the differences between the looks and stuff. Sarah, what's happening? I'm about to go on the resellers in a second. Let's see. I hope I don't piss nobody off, but I really don't care though. Nah, man, you can't. You can't care, man, about making people upset. Like I try to be polite and just try to do my thing, but you're not gonna make everybody happy. Like, look, man, I can't get everybody to like me, okay? I don't even like everybody. There's some YouTubers in our space right now that I got mad beef with, but I just don't speak on it. You know what I mean? But it's nobody here or nobody that I follow. Like I'm not in their comments praising them and then hating on the low. Like it's just people I just simply don't mess with. So yeah, thanks for showing my channel, man. Of course, man. Like I said, you are a perfect example of somebody in that Facebook group who's doing it the right way. And like I said, I got people in this Facebook group. Some of them are kind of like criticizing me for what I said. And, I get it, like I said, I was a small channel too. I'm still a small channel, but, I was sub 100 at one point for a long time. Like I said, my original 52, it took me 1 year to get 52 subscribers. So I get it. Like I've been there and I've done all that and wonder why my channel wasn't taking off. And I used to spam my stuff everywhere and wondering why people weren't watching it. For one, my content, it just wasn't good. It wasn't like, it just wasn't that good back then. Like me now, I probably wouldn't watch my old stuff, from like probably 3 years and prior ago. I wouldn't watch any of that stuff now. Like I don't think it is that great. I was doing the best that I could at the time, and that's okay. Like, as long as you are, trying to improve every video, every couple of videos. Generation Pixel is in the house. Hey, what's going on, Generation Pixel? You've been in here for about 10 minutes now. If you haven't caught up, like the Facebook group that we're in, the new and small YouTube gamers, I made a post in there that was kind of polarizing. Some people, were asking me some questions. So I'm like, hey, let's go live and talk about it. Because I felt like some of the stuff I was typing was being misconstrued or being taken like I was trying to be an asshole or whatever, or I was being vengeful. And that's not the case. Like, I'm really, I was really trying to, tell people my experience and try to give them some game on it. But I don't think, everybody was, taking it well. So I said, hey, let's talk about it in the live stream. I haven't seen any of them yet, though, unfortunately. And I know they were there because they just commented on my post. But He's saying he don't have the link. I'll do the link again. So I posted I made a whole post about the link though. So just a sec. Because I know I'm not tripping. Give me just a second, y'all. Let me get this link back to him. Copy. Paste. All right, so there it is. Hopefully people pick it up and let me know. I'll tell them, let me. Because like I said, I want to talk to somebody directly from the comment. Let me know when you drop in and we'll talk about it. Because like I said, let's see. But anyway, Generation Pixel. So Generation Pixel, again, another perfect example while we're talking about it. Generation Pixel is somebody I found in this YouTube group. And honestly, the thing for me that stood out with him was his accent. I'm not going to lie, because he got that, you know, that heavy accent. He's like, this is Generation Pixel. And I said, I was like, bro, what? I said, well, who is this? And so I'm checking him out and I'm like, okay, the channel is kind of dope. And so, like, you know, for me it was his accent. I'm like, man, his accent is cool, man. Like, and so I got to watching his videos because of that. And Generation Pixel has a bunch of cool stuff. Let me try to pull him up real quick while we are at it. Because like I said, he's got some videos I need to respond to as well. Let's see. Look at that. I put in GE and he pops up automatically with the quickness. And like, he's been doing really well too. He just broke 300. So let's see what we got up in here. Okay. So now finally, let me go back and share real quick. Okay, so here's Generation Pixel. Again, just like Pringle's Domain, when you go, just go on the front page. He's got a cool banner. You know what I mean? Any game, any genre, any generation, Generation Pixel. Badass. Like I said, he's got it. His links, like, it looks like, just off the bat, it looks like he's got his shit together as soon as you go to the channel. And like I said, the presentation is so important. And again, that's not something we know right off the bat. You know, it takes time for us to really pick up on that kind of stuff. And you know, looking at his thumbnails look like they're supposed to. Like I said, the colorful, they're colorful, they're eye-catching, they're exactly how they're supposed to look for video games, or for videos in our niche on YouTube. So his thumbnails are on point. Let's see, let's just look at his newest video here. Look at that, you see that pop up, Generation Pixel Productions. Whoops, hit pause. So this is on this old gaming device. And like I say, he's been doing this lately. I like this angle he's been doing lately. He's got the monitor behind him so he can show relevant stuff while he's talking on the monitor behind him. And like I said, that's pretty cool. Like, he's paying attention to his background, his angle. You know what I'm saying? He's got his window covered so that natural light doesn't blow out his background. Unlike the channel we saw earlier where dude was just sitting in front of the open window. Like I said, his opener is on point. Again, stating the stuff he had on his banner. And like I said, this looks like this is on point. You know what I'm saying? This is totally on point. Going back to some of his other stuff, let's just go to videos here. Oh, you were doing the play it forward thing? I missed that one. This one I definitely want to do this, the Metacritics game. So like I said, he's using the green screen, like, and again, he doesn't have like, you know, he doesn't have like a super expensive camera, but he's learning the tools he needs about editing, about his lighting, things like that. Like, he's doing everything he's supposed to be doing as a new YouTuber coming up. This is exactly the type of thing that's going to help him stand out from a lot of the other examples that we looked at already in this live stream. And so, you know, like there it is. Let me go back to the chat here real quick. What else am I missing? Said the dirty, the M50 is a dirty HDMI, so I can't use the autofocus. Yeah. So like I said, for the Mark One, you can't use the autofocus for it. But like I said, on that 16 millimeter lens, you should be close enough. Like I am. Like this is an 18 mil. I can touch the screen and I can have it close enough to me where you can see enough of the background. But it should be close enough to where you can just rack focus and just look at your face. And if it's in focus, like for instance, I'll switch off the autofocus here. Autofocus off, and this is the see me rack and focus. You see it popping in and out of focus, but I can sit here from where I'm sitting and rack focus in. I'm messing up my background here. I don't want y'all to see all that. There's junky back there, but like I said, it's close enough to where I can rack the focus, barely close enough. But like I said, now I'm shooting manually and it looks about the same, but it's close enough. I can just rack the focus and and that way I can rock clean HDMI like that. Like I said, you have to hit the info button so everything else disappears except your autofocus box. And then from there, just click it off on your lens and rack focus. And like I said, you can get this on HDMI and it's fine. But like I said, I don't bother with it. I like having my autofocus and all of that. So I just hook up via USB, and the USB connection is not great, but like I said, I can still put stuff in focus and, you know, I got my autofocus. So that's why I like it. So let's see. I bought the Elgato Cam Link to connect the M50 to my PC. Yeah. And see, there's other stuff like that would, I think, and I don't know much about that. I used to use the Elgato. I got my HD60 down here somewhere that I used to use and stream on that. And that's how I used to do my streams with my T5i back in the day. And same thing, I was hooked up HDMI, but like you was seeing like the box, like, and so I would have to hit the info button until everything disappeared and then turn off the autofocus. And that's how I used to get down back in the day, for sure. So let's see. Retro says that was so fun. I love that video to death, and I also like your content a lot. Appreciate it. Generation Pixel says I use a phone camera. Oh yeah, and that looks really good. So what? What phone do you have? Just out of curiosity, because like I said, it looked super clear. The only thing with phone cameras, the thing that makes the thing that really stands out between like phone cameras and like actual cameras is that the sensors, like the phone cameras, the phones are small, so it's hard to put a big sensor in them. So because of that, you don't get like the things like the shallow depth of field. Like if I was using like a full frame camera, like an EOS R or something like that, then the background would be even more blurry and things like that. And so, the image, I also think on full frames tend to look cleaner and stuff like that. So the bigger the sensor, the better. They let in more light and all of that. So I can turn like these lights down more, because the lower you have your lights, the cleaner the image is. So I can turn down my lights even more and my image would be even cleaner. And so things like that. So that's really the main difference. But like I said, even with the broad depth of field that we get on cell phones, like the picture is like the image is clean though. And that wasn't the case, just a few years ago. So Samsung A70, not expensive. Yeah. So yeah, that's like a mid-level like Samsung phone. And boom, probably a few $100 and you in the game. And so most of us have that caliber of cell phone in our pocket right now, or even better. So like that's plenty to get started off with. That, some natural sunlight, you know what I'm saying, a good angle, and then have some good content to talk about. And like that'll do a lot. That'll do a lot for sure. So I appreciate you guys being in. I'm waiting for Dano to hop in because I really wanted to answer his question, because you guys being here in my chat right now is a perfect example of building a community organically. And I was telling them earlier, Generation Pixel, that we gotta, Let me show that. Why is it trying to hide that? So, yo, Lightsaber, get in on my giveaway. You might like it. Bet. I'm going to do that. So I was telling them earlier, Generation, I got an idea for a collab for us. I'm going to have to hit you up like sometime after this stream and talk about it. Because I know you got a good collection. I think we have a lot of the same games or similar games. So there's one thing I want to talk about. I was thinking about the same thing to do with Ken's Games too, a very similar fashion. So just I got to reach out to my my pal territory homies when it comes to some retro stuff, and we got to talk about some things. So yeah, so I got some good ideas for that. But I haven't been making content lately. I don't know. Like I've been honestly kind of in a funk lately. Like, so I don't know. It's just like I've actually been working on a collab video. It actually originally showed up on PickFlip's channel. It was a collab that I did with PickFlip, Gat Cognac, Hyphy Gold, and Mr. Right Way. And so I was going to post that to my channel because I changed it up a little bit. I changed my portion up a little bit so it would be a little different from PickFlip. So if you want to see my original, you would have to go to PickFlips to see it. And so, yeah. Hopefully that'll be out in the next couple of days. It's almost done. Like I did some editing to it. I did cut everybody's part down a little bit just to make the video shorter. Cause when I put the whole thing in, it was like 25 minutes. And usually I don't post videos that long on my channel unless they're live streams. So yeah, I was trying to get it down to 15, but that was too much. So I think I'm settling around 20. And like I said, that's the best we can do. But so let me close some of these links so my computer doesn't crap out and die, because like I said, I'm hooked up with the Wi-Fi on the internet, so I gotta fix that. But so yeah, anyway, like that's basically like, you know, everything that was in that Facebook post. And so again, long story short, like the moral of the story, guys, is like, come on, man, don't spam your content. Like there's, you know what I mean, like it's just not a good look. Like it's not a good way to get people. Like if you want people to watch your content, like you want them to like you know what I mean? Like you don't want to be an asshole in the group and like do weird stuff like spam on other people's stuff. Like that's not going to get you a lot of fans, you know, begging, please, you know, get me to 1,000 subscribers. Please do this, please do that with no contents. Like that's not going to get people to like you. Like, and so I think a lot of it, like, you know, you got to build some kind of trust with some people off the bat, you know. I build a community over time because I get comments like, oh man, like he's really knowledgeable on this, which is fantastic. Thank you. But people say things like that, like, and so it's to the point where, you know, some of my subscribers really can trust my judgment, or if I talk about something, like that's the kind of community you want. But, you know, just sitting there with that attitude, with that mentality, that's not going to do it. And people with that attitude and mentality, they're not going to last, because you know, once, you know, a certain amount of time goes by and they haven't blown up yet and don't have 1 million subscribers and not doing YouTube full time and all that stuff, like once that doesn't happen for them, like right away, they'll just give up because their heart was never in it to begin with. You know, like I made videos, like only recently have I started thinking about like, man, maybe I could do this full time, you know, like maybe I can really make a go of this. I want to make videos simply because I want to make videos, you know, and you know, that's for me, that's what kept me making videos when no one was watching, and kept making videos when my videos were trash, and making videos when I was less than 100 subscribers, and making videos after a year and I had less than 100 subscribers, stuff like that. Like that's what kept me going. And when people are like, oh, you make YouTube videos, like, and people, you know, people make their remarks, you know, and kind of, you know, but it's, yeah, it's just like, that's what does it. Like, so, but so I certainly expect your content to empty my savings. Man, I'm so glad you were able to catch this, Generation Pixel. And that's another reason why I told Generation Pixel in an earlier stream. That was another reason why I wanted to stream earlier today, because I'm like, man, like my European folks, like they don't get to see it. They have to watch the replay later, because when I stream at 6 to 10 o'clock here is like middle of the night over there. And so hopefully you guys are catching me in the evening, you know, while you're having dinner or whatever the case. I need to figure out something to eat myself. I'm starving out here. And so I'm probably about to get off here in a little bit and probably see what my family's getting into for I almost said for Thanksgiving, for the 4th of July. Like I said, we're at 2 hours, so we got a pretty good stream. Like I said, I wanted to stick around. Hopefully some of my friends from the Facebook group, found me and caught in, and luckily you guys did. Unfortunately, I didn't see anybody that made a comment though on that post, because like I said, I really wanted to talk to some of them directly. Because like I said, just talking back and forth in comments, it's not the same. So if you guys who commented on my post, if you guys are watching this later on, hopefully you do, and hopefully you can kind of see more now where I'm coming from in my mindset. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, man. It's about the mindset. I think people that spam on other people's posts and people who, beg for views and subscribers, you don't have the mindset to make it in YouTube. Like, I really don't think that's how I feel. Like, you don't have the mindset. I really believe that. And if you're not, if you don't have the, if you don't have the mindset to want to promote yourself, to try to piggyback off of other people, like, then you're not going to make it, because to make it a YouTube, it takes a lot more work than that. So if you don't want to put in enough work to promote yourself, like it's not gonna happen for you. Like, so you really gotta, and like I said, I'm not trying to shit on you. I was doing the same thing 5 years ago. I was on the same BS, and somebody had to tell me the same thing I'm telling you guys. And so I was butthurt about it for a while, but I'm like, okay, like, but what they're saying isn't wrong though. So, you know what I mean? I had to swallow that and take that L and reevaluate what I was doing. There's another guy in our niche, sort of in our niche, a guy, I don't forgot his name, Overthink Gaming. I don't know if you guys in the chat, you ever heard about Overthink Gaming. He got caught up with those anti-e-beggars a while back, like Darius Truxton and all them, because they were kind of having their little beef and going back and forth. And he's even been counted as part of that community, by myself included, because, he's come after, like, he's called out some of the bigger channels. But like I said, the way he does it, like, he really does present like a lot of facts most of the time. And, he cites sources and shows videos and shows, text and all of that stuff. Like, so he's not just like, Darius Truxton sitting like in a dirty apartment somewhere, just spouting off stuff with no, with nothing to back it up. Like, and like I said, everybody's, free to their opinion, but whereas Darius Truxton or like Radical Rick just kind of spout out their opinion, like, Overthink Gaming for the most part spits out, some facts, and for the most part, he's a pretty decent channel. He's got a really good, a really good setup on his channel. And he likes to, he comes after the retro because he says we're kind of soft, and, says we can't take criticism and things like that. And he gets on us a lot for having like our video game, our shelves posted in the background. And, he was criticizing us for kind of doing the same thing. And, for a while, like, I was like, man, like, I was kind of butthurt about it. But then I was like, okay, not everything he's saying is BS, though. Like, let me see. So let me show you some of the videos I was making at the time he was saying this. And part of the reason why I tried to revamp my backgrounds and stuff like that, I still feature my video games in the background sometimes and things like that, but I do it a totally different way. So I'll look at those in a second here. Let's see. Let me search. Oh, I can't spell. So I'll show you this real quick, and then maybe we'll just take off. So, oh yeah, I was like, what the heck is that? I forgot I'm monetized now, so these ads is popping up. Look at me doing big things out here. So let's see. Let's share this. Andre, welcome back. Welcome back. What are you doing for the 4th, man? What y'all got going on? I should have came over there. Shout out to KC. Get me some barbecue out there. So these are what my videos were looking like at the time. And like I said, it's okay. Like, I was still learning at the time. And, you know what I'm saying? I got all my video games thrown in the background. Now, my only critique myself here is I'm too close to my background, so I need to give myself some distance. And I had the room to do it, but I just didn't because I wanted the whole background to be filled. And like I said, you can see part of my TV and shelf, like, whoops, off to the side. And like I said, frame, if we're talking rule of thirds, this is not a very good image. And of course, the image is underexposed. It's a little dark and whatnot. But like I said, I was grinding at that time. This is when I decided to be more consistent on YouTube. But he was talking about having the video games in the background. And if you look at my video games in the background, they don't look good. Like if you look at my PS4 stuff off to the right there, like they're stacked up just kind of crazy, and like it looks messy, like it really does. Like he said, can we stop with the little kids room, and it looks like you in a little kids room and stuff like that. And I was feeling some type of way about that. I'm like, man, F you. But then after I looked at it, and I'm like, man, okay, so looking at that objectively, like there is some issues here. And I started to pick apart my own video, and I'm like, damn, like he's low key right. Okay. And it did not feel good to admit that, but it was true. So I will show you that same background. That's not it. Actually, I know which video has it, because I did end up revamping that whole background. And it's one that you guys may be more familiar with, especially if you're more recent viewers of the channel. Let's see. Okay. Again, like I said, I would have had this better queued up, but well, this part, no, because I'm just doing this off the top of my head. But again, like I said, you saw how close I was to that back wall. You saw how dark it was, how unorganized my games looked, and things like that. And he even talked about how the shelves, like they put games on those cheap shelves, and so the shelves start to bow. And my shelf was doing that. So I was really mad. I was like, man, F this guy, man, talking that ish. But again, like he wasn't wrong though. And so once I got done being mad and got done being in my feelings, then I decided to, do something about it. So let me go back to the share now that I've found the video, a more recent video now. So the video that you just saw and this video are about a year apart. These ads here, but look, that's the exact same wall. That's the exact same wall. I've come because you can still barely see the TV in the background off to the left there, but I stepped away from the wall. I put more distance between me and that back wall so I could have more depth. And that's part of the reason why you're getting that background blur, is because at this point, the first shot, I was literally like up against that wall. And this shot here, I'm about 6 feet from that wall. And so I was able to give it more depth and blur that background a little bit. Of course, I put some new shelves over there and cleaned up the shelving. Now the games back there behind me look nice and organized. I put some practical lighting back there to light the scene behind me while I'm lit by the same light. This exact same light I was using in the last video, except my settings are better. And so this is a much, I still think it's a little bit dark, but it's much better exposed than the last video was. And like I said, like that was just me, taking some criticism and not being, after I got done being butthurt, I just, decided to, listen to the criticism and, fix it up a little bit. So, well, let's see. I have to step out and back on Never Dead. There isn't any fading on the spine. Both are region or okay. The only difference is, yeah, I don't know. Man, that's weird. Going out of the country where they pop the borderline illegal, to the country where they pop the illegal fireworks. Yeah, because they are tripping here in the city. And they, I watched on the news, they were like, police are going to they're specifically going to target neighborhoods who have had calls in the past about fireworks. And I'm like, I don't know. There was something a little fishy about that. So the way they said it. And so I'm like, word, but I don't know. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I got on the subject, guys. I am running out of things to say. So unless anybody's got anything else they want to talk about, then I think we're getting ready to get out of here. Let me refresh that Facebook page and see if anybody else has said anything else that I need to pay attention to. I said I posted the link. So let's see, 4 more comments. Oh, that was me commenting. I posted the link again here. So yeah, so I don't know. Posted the link in there twice. Nobody said anything. So, but like I said, just as long as you guys in the Facebook group, just as long as you kind of better understand my position, again, it's just rude. It's just not polite to post on other people's stuff. Like if you don't have their permission, like that's the way I feel. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if they're promoting something. If they're just like giving an opinion on something or whatever the case, then, feel free to post your opinion. But like I said, you should never try to promote on somebody else's promotion without their permission. You know, that's just the way I feel about it. So, like I said, of course, everybody in this chat, most of all of you guys, if most of you, if not all of you, are fellow YouTubers. So, of course, I encourage you to check each other out. But again, most of you have already done that because. Ooh, okay, Joe Casey. I see what you're talking about now. Oh, yeah, buddy. Ooh, that's a rough one. Oh, that'll be interesting though. But like I said, it's a dissenting opinion. Like the right way. My viewpoints of resellers raising game prices. Interesting. So I'm gonna have to watch this as soon as my video is over. And you're doing well, man. You about to hit that 500. Of course, you got Joe Casey has another channel where he's already broke 1,000. I think he's like 2,000 on that one. But yeah, okay, this is interesting. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on that. And somebody else, let's see. I can't front Pippin. You bring up an interesting perspective, but it's not about this anybody. Just be more smart and have a backup. Yeah, like I said, I can't wait to watch this Joe Casey video. So, yeah. He said, "Oh well, dropped my 3rd book today, bro." Oh, okay. Yeah. See, and like I said, like again, another example of a YouTuber like doing it the right way, man. Like creating different streams of income and revenue, like. Going hard. Somebody else new is in the pop. Hey, who's Blazed Horror? What? Guess who Blazed? Yeah, I don't know, man. Glamo Sapien. I like that name though. People have different etiquette of polite. A group post is available for everyone to interact in. If you don't want to check a link, you don't have to. And that's true. But like I said, people, like you said, everybody has a different etiquette of polite for sure. But in my experience, and it's not just me, it's not just this group, it's across every groups. Like people who spam their links, like they just come off as desperate and thirsty. Like, especially if you spam it on other people's stuff. You're right. Most people don't have to click it. And again, most people don't. Like I said, some people in that post are like, I purposely I straight up don't click spammers, and that's pretty much the general consensus like when it comes to that. And so like I said, that's all I'm saying. Like, you do you, but if you aren't growing and if your channel's still sucking like years down the road, don't blame the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? You got to blame your behavior. Like you just got to take that L. And like I said, those people, there's my thoughts on it. And like I said, my thoughts are not just like a niche thought. Like that's literally the general consensus when it comes to that. And it's a lesson I had to learn too. Again, I was that guy that was posting on other people's comments, hoping somebody will look at it. And in the end of the day, all it did was get me a bunch of hate. You know what I mean? So it did nothing to help my channel. In fact, it only hurt it. Like I said, I don't know how long you've been in the post. But we did look at some of those channels who posted on my post about that, and we saw some common themes about the kind of content they make and things like that. And there was some potential we saw in there, but for the most part, like, it really, I just gave my advice on it. Somebody's been doing YouTube for a few years, and like I said, it's not like I'm a super huge channel. I don't have all the answers, obviously. I'm not even consistent enough. Like, it's been like a week since I put out my last video, so you know what I mean. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and sit on my high horse and say I'm better than you because this, and this. But it's like, just I've been around, like, and my observations, success leaves clues. So I'm looking at how are others channels doing it? How are they succeeding? Again, in our Facebook group, we just went over a ton of examples of YouTubers in our Facebook group, like Generation Pixel, and now I'm forgetting all the names. Generation Pixel, Ploop Chew, Black Backpack Games, Brew United, Pringles Domain. Like, we saw examples I've showed and shared that are doing it the right way. So, I mean, like I said, you're absolutely right. They can do it if they want to, but that doesn't mean it's going to help. You know what I mean? And, and people, like, I could have, just hid the comment or whatever. I could have clicked the button and just deleted their comment anyway when they posted it. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not on that. Like I said, I'm not in my feelings about it, but I see it and I'm just like, dude, like, I'm just trying to let y'all know. So, but yeah, Glamosapien, I love that name though. Do you have a channel, Glamosapien? I'm gonna look for it real fast. And Glamosapien, are you in the Facebook group in question? No results found. Let me go back. Did I spell it right? Because y'all know I'm slow out here. Yeah, I spelled it right. Right? Oh, no, I didn't. Ha, womp, womp. Forgot the E. My bad. Still no results, so you must not have, at least you don't have a channel under that name. IEN. Yeah. Let me try it like this. Oh, no, I'll take that back. I think I found you, Glamosapien. Okay, I think I got you, man, because I did remember seeing this post in the Facebook group. So let's take a look. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me share. Are you still here, Glam? So I want you to peace out. Let's see. I got 3 books out. Low content. KDP for some passive income. Absolutely. And like I said, like, yeah, Amazon, that's where it's at, man. I do Amazon affiliates as well. Like, so I'm part of the affiliate program. And in addition to the little money I'm making on YouTube, I do sell things like, products that I talk about, and I put the links and people look at the link. And if they buy that product, or if they click that link, but they buy something else on Amazon, then I get a portion of the sale on it. So that's cool. Great to see so many new YouTubers on the scene. Absolutely, Retro Ghetto. And like I said, it's nice, because like I said, even in this Facebook group, I found so many new YouTubers. It's got real potential. It's making some real good stuff, but it's just hard to sift through all the spammers and all that stuff. And another thing is on that Glamosapien, to add to that, the problem with spamming your content, especially on that Facebook post, is there are a lot of bots on that Facebook group that do just post stuff, and it'll be links to some other random website that's not YouTube and stuff like that. And so when you post like that on other people's stuff and you're just going around serial posting, you look like one of those bots. You see what I'm saying? So that also like makes people like not want to click your stuff, because there are a lot of fake accounts like that I've noticed on that site or on that Facebook group, and they post all the time. And yeah. Hi, Callum. LOL. Yeah, autocorrect is bad. So yeah, man, we in the building. But so anyway, Glamosapien, I hope you're still here. If you are, we're about to look at your channel here and see what you got going on. Share here. And again, if I start critiquing, like I said, I mean, I'm not trying to shit on you or anything like that. I don't know anything about you. Haven't watched any of your stuff, and I'm not gonna watch it right now, so I don't know. Just look at it on face value, like he's got, a banner. It's a little pattern there, but he's got a banner, and that banner here up top, and that's more than a lot of people have. Let's see. So looking at his content, first of all, how long has he been around? Going back, okay, he's got videos from 7 years ago. So he's been on this thing for a while. So it looks like he started out. Oh, it looks like it goes back further than that, but it looks like he started out with music. So it looks like you're a musician. And so, oh wow, 12 years ago. Oh man. Yeah, so yeah, you've been at this for a minute. 13 years ago. So 13 years ago. And again, like I said, I don't know anything about you, so I don't know your motivations on YouTube. I don't know if you're serious about growing on YouTube. I see you got a little Twitch link, so it looks like you probably stream on Twitch as well. I've heard, again, I don't know anything about it. Somebody asked me earlier. I don't stream on Twitch. If I do stream, which is very seldom, do I stream games anymore? I'll do it just here on YouTube because I try to focus on one platform at a time. So I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that. I hear some people say Twitch is dying, and then some people say that YouTube streaming is dying and things like that. I don't know anything about it. But I don't know if like streaming on both like causes any conflicts or anything like that. So it looks like until very recently, like, so you basically just, do solos, like guitar solos and things like that. So again, like if that is the majority, so if that's the majority of the type of content you put out, then you might run into some trouble posting, even though you're doing like video game content, like posting that in a video games group, because what the algorithm will do, and like I said, this is literally a lesson that I'm learning just recently, and you can ask the people in the chat, so I'm not trying to shit on you. I make retro video game content primarily, but then I also dab into photo and photography as well. And it's to the point now where I'm going to separate the two. I'm going to have a photo and photography channel, and then Lightsaber Samurai is just going to stay my retro game channel, because I feel like, so what happens is you'll post these guitar videos here and things like that, and then all of a sudden you switch it to playing Assassin's Creed. The algorithm will look at one video and then look at this new type of content, and then the algorithm doesn't know who to show the content to. So it'll be like, wait a second, I thought we were showing this to the the music community, like, what's this Assassin's Creed stuff? And so the algorithm just won't react to it at all. And like I said, it's happened to me. Like I've had videos, with several thousand views a piece, and then I posted that video I did on a 720p footage, and it only got like 120 views or something like that, because the algorithm was like, whoa, that's not, literally you were just talking about PlayStation hidden gems and what games to get on PlayStation 3 before they disappear and things like that, and what's this camera bullshit, like, so the algorithm will do that. So like I would say, try not to stray too far from the niche. And like I said, playing heavy metal and then going playing Assassin's Creed, like that's kind of far apart, just like mine was, right? Like talking about PlayStation 3 and then talking about camera gear, like that, those things are not alike. So you may run into a situation later in the future where you may have to split those, where you may have to do a dedicated music channel and a dedicated gaming channel. But yeah, so 13 years in the game. Yeah, he's been doing YouTube videos for a long time. But again, I don't know anything about you. I don't know if you're trying to grow your YouTube channel or whatever the case is. You're sitting at 357 right now. I don't know like how far, or like, like, I don't know if you've been serious the whole time or if you're getting serious in spurts. Like I said, it seems like you got a video from a day ago. So you've been making a lot of content this week. Let me pull it back up here. So it looks like you've been making a lot of content this week. And then before that, we had like a little hiatus or something going on. So 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 1 week, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year. So it looks like we just started dabbing back in YouTube like a few months ago. And so you posted one video like a year ago, and then all these are from 2 years. And you got 2 videos from 2 years ago, and then a couple of videos from 3 years ago. So it doesn't look like you've been super consistent lately. So like I said, you might just be posting just a post. I don't know anything about your background. I don't know if you're trying to grow on YouTube or whatever the case. But if you are trying to get back in the game, spamming on other people's posts, that's not going to do it. It's really not. So like I said, like just take that time, take that energy and focus on the content on your channel. And, you know, maybe you can make it happen. Again, I have to keep saying this because I know somebody's not going to understand, but I'm not trying to shit on anybody. Like, this is stuff I had to go through. Like, I'm sitting at 1,500 again, but literally like 1,100 of my subscribers just joined me in the last like 11 to 12 months. Like, so these are lessons that I've just until recently just started to pick up. So like I said, I'm not trying to sit on a high horse. I know some of y'all are not going to believe me, but I'm just trying to keep it real. Like I said, since y'all asked, I made the post. Y'all hopped on the post, so let's talk about it. So let's see. I've been at it a year, and it feels like forever. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I've been at it for 5 years. I'm like, damn, like, but it's cool though to go back and see the progression. You know what I mean? And that's always cool to see. Like I said, looking at Glamo Sapiens, like up until like looking at some of his recent like guitar videos, they look very similar to the guitar videos he was putting out 6 years ago. So again, I don't know if he was trying to blow up on YouTube or try to make a go of it, but you know, like if you are putting out the same type of video for several years in a row, like, and you're not changing it up in any way, like nobody's gonna watch. Like, you're not gonna grow, you know, doing that. So yeah, that's just what it is. Like I said, looking at his content, I'm still on his page, but like looking at his videos from 2 months ago versus his videos from 7 years ago, and they look pretty much the same. So like I said, if you really want to, you know, start growing on YouTube, you really gotta be willing to change it up and learn new skills and try to up your, you know, your production and all of that stuff. So yeah, you see how I separated mine, because dating coach subs don't give a damn about video games when they want to get at girls. And that's absolutely true. Like, you are representing two very different niches, but doing that, like I said, you are seeing the success now on your video gaming channel, and it's catching up to your dating coach channel. So yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, definitely separating them and giving the YouTube algorithm something to focus on. Like I said, if the YouTube algorithm buries your content, it's more than likely something you're doing. It's not just because you're new, because the more successful channels YouTube has, the more money they make, the better. You know what I mean? So in YouTube's eyes, if they could have 1 billion channels that have over 100,000 subscribers, you know how much money that would be for them. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to sit there and try to hate on small channels that are really trying to do something. But if you're a small channel who ain't really trying to do something, then the algorithm is they're gonna act accordingly, because again, they don't want to flood YouTube. That's why YouTube introduced the fact that you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you have to have 400 hours of watch time to get monetized, because they wanted to weed out all of those small channels that just wasn't about shit, that wasn't trying to do anything. But like I said, if you were sitting there when they said that and said, oh my God, 1,000 subs and 400 watch hours, like, oh my God, that's impossible, YouTube is dead. Like, that's not the mindset. You will never succeed in YouTube if that was your mind. If 1,000 subs was, I was gonna get that anyway. When I heard the news, like, oh, 1,000, like, I'm trying to do that anyway, so I don't care. 400 watch time hours, like, oh, I'm trying to do that anyway. So it's like, who cares if YouTube implements that? They can change the rule right now and say, well, to be monetized now, you got to get 5,000 subs and you got to have, 2,000 watch time. Cool. I'm trying to do that anyway. So whatever. Like, that's not going to deter me or make me quit YouTube just because, you know, they make it harder to get monetized. Like I said, I'm monetized right now, and my money is sitting at like $15 right now. So YouTube AdSense it doesn't amount to shit anyway until you get, you know, maybe 5 to 10,000 subs and you're sitting on, you know, several thousand watch time hours a month. Then it starts to become worth something. You might get $100 or two, and that's enough to pay a utility bill, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pay some bills out here. So like I said, a little funky $14, $15 I'm making right now, I could give a shit about that. You know, whatever. Like, I don't care about that. I'm trying to make the big bucks anyway. Like, I'm trying to grow the channel anyway. So nothing they can say is going to affect me in any way. Lightsaber ain't trying to tear you down. He's trying to build you up. Absolutely. Like, facts. Like, you know, like people have had these same conversations with me and gave me the hard conversation. I really had to ask myself the tough questions. I was really bitching about not growing on YouTube a few years ago. But then when I looked at it, I'm like, dude, like, my content is not good though. Like, I don't even like watching my content. You know what I mean? Like, if it gets to that point, like, you know, now, like I said, I watch my content all the time. My girl, like I said, my friends, like, they give me crap all the time. Like, you watching yourself on YouTube? Yeah, bro, because I'm proud of what I did. Like, that shit is dope. Like, my YouTube videos now, they actually look like YouTube videos, I feel like. And, you know, not only that, but it's like I'm also like looking at it, critiquing myself. I stay asking myself the hard questions now. Was the lighting what it could have been? Like, did this look as good as my last video? The issues I had with my last video, did I improve them in this video? Things like that. Was I stuttering too much? Did I say too much? Because y'all know I say a lot. I don't script my videos. And that's another thing. If I started writing scripts, that's probably the thing that I'll probably start taking a look at next to try to get my videos to the next level, because that's definitely one thing I could work on with my speaking. I say in some videos I say way too much. And it's really because, like, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna talk about Never Dead next. And then I'll just go like unscripted and I'll talk about Never Dead for about, you know, 3 or 4 minutes. I'm like, okay, I got to remember to talk about the graphics. I got to remember to talk about the gameplay. One thing I liked about it, one thing I didn't like about it. That's what I try to do all the time. And I talk about stories. So I try to cover story, graphics, one thing I liked about it, one thing I didn't like about it. And then I always try to talk about the price as well and what you can get it for right now. So if you watch my videos, that's the format, like when I do reviews. So that's what I try to do that. Retro Ghetto says, how long did it take me to reach 1,000 subs? It took me 5 years. Like, I started YouTube July 7th. So actually my 6-year anniversary is coming, or no, my 5-year anniversary is coming up. July 7th, 2016 is when I started. And I hit 1,000 subs on my birthday. So December 10th of 2020. So I started July 7th, 2016, December. So from then to December 10th of 2020. And that's how long it took me to get my first 1,000 subs. That being said, at the beginning of 2020, I was at like 200. By the summer of 2020, I had gotten to like 3 to 350. But from summer, I went from 350 to 1,000 from summer of 2020 to December 10th, 2020. So like I said, like I was learning new things right up until the end. And really when it started to click for me is literally summer of last year. It's when it really started to click for me. And that's when I started to get most of my subscribers and most of my views and all of that. And so, like I said, I mean, if some people had told me some of this stuff earlier, then I might have got it earlier. Some of the stuff I'm trying to tell the viewers in this Facebook group. Because like I said, what they doing that's not it. Like going through, please, I need 1,000 subscribers because of this. Oh, please watch my video. New YouTuber here, sub for sub, and I'll stay subbed forever type of, like, no, like that's trash. Like that's not going to get you success. Like, yeah, you can do sub for sub and you can sub for sub till you have 10,000 subscribers. But if they don't watch your content, you still ain't going to make no money. Like, no one's watching your content. I would rather have 100 dedicated subscribers than 10,000 people who don't even watch my content. You know what I mean? Like that's just facts. Like, so Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like anybody else is going to hop in on this from the group. Either that or maybe they just got some other things going. So, to you, new and small YouTube gamers, I hope that you watch the replay of this because there was a lot of good information. Again, I'm not trying to shit on you. That's why one of the reasons why I wanted to do this on YouTube. The second reason was I was going to live stream this directly on the group page, but I couldn't because I'm not an admin, so it wouldn't let me do that. So I did it on my YouTube channel. And like I said, doing that, I was able to invite all of my friends who are also YouTubers themselves, and they can give you their own insight and give you their own, tell you their own testimonies, their own stories. And, I got YouTubers in here with 100 subscribers. I got YouTubers in here with 2,000 subscribers and YouTubers with more than that. So like I said, you get all different levels right in this chat. So there's a lot of good information to be had if you go back and watch the replay. And if you don't get butt hurt, because again, like I said, just critiquing, because like I said, y'all came to me. Y'all came to my comment when I made that comment, and y'all replied with y'all links. Some of y'all were doing it trying to be funny or whatever the case, but like I said, we took a look at them. And so, like I said, it's not the algorithm that's killing you. It's your channel that's killing the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? It's your content. It's not the algorithm itself. So Retro Ghetto says I hit 1,400 in the first year. That's fantastic. I had no expectations going in, and I believe me and every sub means something. Absolutely. So yeah, let's see. I've been watching YouTube since about 2013, mainly the same stuff like video games, shoes, etc. Earlier this year, I started to see your vids and my recommendation. I appreciate that. And like I said, it'll happen eventually if you stay consistent. You've been watching since 2013, and I've been on since 2016, and we just finding each other, in 2021. So, like I said, YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. And so let's see. I noticed I say when I'm tired doing videos. That's why I no longer record at the end of the day. Yeah. See, Lord Zybalva says, man, selling on eBay is some nice money. Been getting at those auctions and selling off duplicates or games I have no interest in and keeping the rest for the collection. Absolutely, man. If you really put in, and again, just like YouTube, collecting and like doing the resale game, like it's just all about how much work you're willing to put in. Like, there's people like MC Murr on the platform, like Hyphy Gold, like Retro Rick, who build entire collections for no money, just selling off duplicates of stuff they get. They got to put money in it up front, but they get all their money back and then some, and get a lot of good games in the process. They get duplicates, a lot of good games that they can trade for nothing. And like I said, if you go hard at that, you can get anything you want eventually. Me, I just don't be going hard like that, but it's definitely possible. Let's see. Retro Ghetto says, I found your channel courtesy of Retro Rivals. Fantastic channel. I love Scott and Jen. Let's see. Love your channels promoting each other. Plenty of views to go around. People aren't limited to how many channels they can sub to. We all can eat. Absolutely. Like I'm sub literally right now. I'm sub to like 250 channels right now. And again, that goes back to that collaboration. Scott and Jen, they found me first. They were Garrett Spencer's in the house. What's going on, Garrett? What is today? Sunday? Oh, you put out a shout out video. I need to watch that because yesterday was Saturday. So Garrett Spencer, I always watch his shout outs videos, and he usually finds a topic to talk about as well on Saturday mornings after he hits the gym. So y'all check that out after this. But what was I going to say? Oh, Scott and Jen, they were bolstering their Xbox collection. And so Scott was looking for videos on Xbox, like uncommon Xbox games and hidden gems. And of course, my video popped up. He liked what he saw. And then they actually started watching me after that. And then they hit me up on Facebook because they were nominated for YouTuber of the Month that Gaming Off the Grid was in charge of last year. And so then they nominated me for that. So then a lot of people, Gaming Off the Grid was a channel that at the time was 5,000 subscribers. And me with my 800 subscribers, a lot of people saw me, because of what Scott and Jen did. And so Scott and Jen put me on to Gaming Off the Grid and put me on to everybody that's in that little section of the community. And so like, it was awesome. And so I shout out Scott and Jen every chance I get because they got fantastic content on their channel. Their channel, a lot of their videos inspire me to do responses and inspire some of the content that I make on my channel. And yeah, man, they're doing it, man. They're doing it big. cool. To be honest, I haven't had comments on them like 2 Saturdays in a row. Yeah, honestly, yeah. And like I said, man, it's just like right now, like I'm subbed to like 250 channels, so I'll be missing everybody's content all the time. It sucks. There's usually when I get a day off, like I'll go back and try to watch a bunch of stuff I missed, but yeah, I have not had that time right now. Like summer, like I've been doing summer camp. I was supposed to do summer school and teach summer school, but I didn't. I ended up not doing that because while summer school was paying more and summer school was only half day, so I would have had plenty of free time, but still made some good money. They were only doing summer school for the month of June, so that would have left me stuck the whole month of July. And even though we go back in August, I don't start getting paid again until the end of August, like 1st of September. So I would have been like with like 4 weeks without any kind of income. So I decided to do summer camp instead. It doesn't pay as much, but it goes all summer. And so it's cool, but it's all day instead of half day. So let's see. Yeah, great channel. I'm appearing on their channel in August. Credit to the community, Scott and Jen. Absolutely. So you're going to be on that Get to Know Gamer. Like, and that's man, those are some of my favorite live streams. I had the pleasure of doing that a few months back. And yeah, man, Scott and Jen, man, pillars of the community right there. And they're definitely a channel that's gonna be like 100,000 someday. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely good. Like if you look at them, like you watch their videos, like they got it right now. Like they got that extra something. You know what I mean? They put all the pieces together. They got decent equipment, so their production values are on point. They're knowledgeable about what they're talking about. They have good chemistry on camera. The content is on point. Like they promote heavily on social media and do all the things. Like they do all the things that they're supposed to do. And like I said, people in this Facebook group that I'm noticing, myself included, we're missing, one or more of those pieces to the puzzle. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to talk about. Let me find them real fast. We can talk Retro Rivals real quick before we get out of here. Cause look at, I just put up a R and Retro Rivals pops up. I love it. All right, let's hit the share. Okay, so yeah, they're sitting at 2.63 subscribers right now, doing very well. And like I said, another thing about their channel is they have very healthy numbers despite that. So an average, most YouTubers, and doesn't matter the size, it doesn't matter the niche, usually within the first week of you posting a video, you'll get about 10% of your subscribers to watch it. Not necessarily 10, because like usually like when I look at my analytics, about 40% of everybody who watches my video are people who've watched, or like 60% of the people who watch any given video are people who are not subscribed to me. So in terms of just your numbers, so like I said, I'm sitting at about 1.5K subscribers right now. So for me, average on a week, within my first week of posting a video, I'll get about 150, 100 to 150, about 10%. And so that's pretty average. But like I said, they got 2.6. So really 10% for them is like 263 views. You can see like in 2 days, they're way beyond that. You know what I mean? This one is out a week ago, way over the 263. That's 385. A week ago, 463. You know what I'm saying? So they got really healthy like numbers, like as far as people who watch and their watch time. I'm sure all their numbers look fantastic, but you can see like that's how I know, like that's the difference between them and like even a channel like mine. Like that's how I know they're gonna go somewhere. And like I said, you look at it, the banner is nice. You got Scott and Jen and the TV. It's very creative, very well done. It's eye-catching. Again, their thumbnails are on point, so that you see their Get to Know Gamer, like here, Modane Designs, and my homeboy, Mr. Pico, Old Ass Retro Gamer. So you see they got their special thumbnails dedicated just to that type of video. They've got pickups videos that use a very similar type of thumbnail. Their series, their Trade Wars series, very similar types of thumbnails. So again, their channel is very well, it's very well designed, it's very well organized. And so like I said, they literally put everything together, do everything right. We'll look at some of the footage here. They're monetized though, so I might have to get through an ad first. So hopefully my stream is still alive. You're like, see how slow this is being? This is what happens when you're using Wi-Fi, and they look fuzzy right now, but that's not their fault. That's my connection. Janky. So let me close this first. Let's not do a full screen. So let's keep it little screen like this. So I'm not pulling in. There it is. It's clear now. But like I said, I like this new background that they've been having too, where they shoot in front of the Sega Genesis collection. But their game room is super nice. Everything is well lit. Again, they shoot on a great. They shoot a. I think Jen's camera is the Nikon D750, which is a very good Nikon camera. So yeah, like I said, everything's on point. Like they got the look, they got the chemistry. They got the production values, the content is on point, the thumbnails are on point. Like everything is just where it's supposed to be. And so that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between them and these YouTube channels on this Facebook group. It's like, oh, please subscribe. I need 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that takes work. Like to get everything lined up like that, to making YouTube videos is hard, especially doing it at that caliber. Like I'm not quite that caliber. My videos look okay, but like they're not on Scott and Jen's levels. But even still, like I put in extra 40 hours a week when I'm putting out 2 videos in a live stream a week, like I was doing. I mean, that was 40, 50 hours a week just doing that, just working on YouTube. So Hyphy Gold is in the house. What's going on? Bay Area in the place to be. What up? What up? Yeah, we were just talking about you earlier when we were talking about reselling and talking about collabing and things like that. So Hyphy Gold is in the house. So for those of you who are just joining us, this channel is this live stream is mainly for the folks in my in a Facebook group that I'm in, the new and small YouTube gamers group. I made a post that a lot of them had some questions, concerns, comments, and threats on. So like I said, I figured we talk about it. I was answering them this morning. I said, man, you know what? It'd be better if I just live stream this, because just texting you guys, like I was trying to give some people advice and some critiques, and you know, people especially smaller YouTube channels, especially since I'm larger than most of the channels that I was talking to, a lot of them, I didn't want them to feel like I was trying to shit on them. Like I was just trying to give them some really good advice, and some advice that I had to learn the hard way. So what did Jay-Z say? Hove did that. So hopefully you won't have to go through that. You know what I mean? So, and that's the spirit of what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Happy 4th. Garrett says, I guess people are busy or something. I don't know. But I had comments on my gameplay 2 days ago. So like I said, it might be an issue with the time the uploads happen. It might be just the fact that, like I said, you weren't doing gameplay I remember for a while you said you weren't going to do gameplay videos anymore, and you weren't going to do live streams anymore. And it could be just the fact that since you've been doing the other type of videos for so long, the fact that, you know, people might have just become stale or stagnant. It happens. Like I said, I mean, I have to change it up every once in a while, because if I do too many of the same type of video, people will stop watching that video because it's like, oh, it gets boring. So it could be that, oh, like he's back to doing gameplay stuff. Like, you know, people will watch that. As opposed to the Saturday live stream, which I like the shout outs videos, but you know, if people, you know, if you do it the same thing every week, and then all of a sudden you do something different, like those gameplay videos, then people are like, oh, you know, not necessarily like they hate the Saturday videos, but it's like, oh, but he's doing something new. Let's go check that out. You know what I mean? So it could be something like that. But let's see. The fact that retro rivals are at 2.6K is a travesty. They're definitely going to have the yeah, absolutely. Like I said, but I mean, me and retro rivals, we were almost like the same amount of subscribers like a few months ago. So they've almost doubled like their size in like the last 6 months. So they're on their way for sure. Like I said, they're doing everything they need to do to succeed and to grow on the platform. So, but like I said, like the people in my comment section on that Facebook post, they're not going to do that. If you told them they had to post on social media and, make the thumbnail and post the thumbnail before, days before it comes out, and to invest in buying the equipment to do that, like, they're not going to do that. A lot of them aren't. Some of them will. Like I said, there's plenty of great channels that I found in that group, but a lot of the people that are making snarky comments, like on my posts, like, they don't. A lot of them don't have what it takes, in my opinion, to put in the work to get to Scott and Jen's level. I mean, like I said, I'm just keeping it real. Like, I'm not trying to shit on anybody. Some of them will see this and take my advice, and some of them will just, balk at it and continue to make shitty videos. And sorry, like, I mean, it just is what it is. Like I said, happens to everybody. Everybody starts off at zero. Everybody starts off making shitty videos. We all have to learn. Like I said, I'm just trying to tell them. But said, hell yeah, it's hard. It takes time to gain your channel and people. Yeah, it does. But like I said, as long as your content is on point, long as you keep improving, like if, like I said, we looked at some of the channels today, like some of their most recent videos look exactly like their videos from several years ago. So that tells me that in the course of 5 years, they haven't tried to do anything new. They haven't tried to improve their production value. They haven't bought new equipment. They haven't learned anything as far as they haven't done anything with sound design or anything like that. They're just doing the exact. And what is the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing and hoping for a different result. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I see out of a lot of these channels that, are having trouble growing and this and that. And then they blame the YouTube algorithm and they blame everybody but themselves, right? Even though their videos from yesterday look exactly like their videos from 4 years ago. It's like, well, the videos from 4 years ago didn't get any views. Why would you expect the videos from today to get any views if you're doing the exact same thing? Maybe they don't need to change. Well, it depends on who you are. Like I said, if you are succeeding, then you don't need to change. Like Scott and Jen, whose video we just watched, Retro Rivals, they are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They don't need to change. But if you're some of these channels that we looked at before and you're making these very common mistakes, you need to change that. Like we looked at the other kid, like who just started 2 weeks ago. And he says, it's like, let's play, watch me play this. And it's like, again, no attention to the thumbnails, no attention to the title of the video. And he's sitting there with 2 subscribers playing the same games that cats like Spawnwave, the Spawnwave cats and the Media Glitch cats and all the heavy Twitch streamers are playing. He's got to change that. He can't do that and expect to compete with people who's been doing it longer, who already have tens of thousands of subscribers. Because again, the YouTube algorithm is going to be like, why would I show these people your video when these people are happily watching this video that's doing the same thing, but they're doing it better because they got the experience. You know what I'm saying? You got to change something, you got to change it up to stand out. Like I said, I did the same type of videos that Metal Jesus was doing at the time that I came out. Nobody watched my videos. I was literally competing with the best on the platform with the same type of content, except Metal Jesus Rocks had a nice camera. Metal Jesus Rocks understood 3-point lighting. Metal Jesus Rocks used his tablet as a teleprompter, so his speaking could be on point and he can keep his content nice and clear and concise. Metal Jesus Rocks had experience in video editing, so that was the difference between me and him. And there was no way that my channel was going to get watched. And again, it's not the algorithm's fault. It was my fault because I wasn't doing anything to stand out. I was trying to copy and paste the success of somebody else. And you definitely should look at successful people because, like we said, success leaves clues, right? But at the same time, if you just copy and paste the same thing that somebody else is doing, but you can't do it to the same level because you don't have the equipment and you don't have the experience, it's not going to work. So yeah, true. Maybe they don't need to change. Again, some people don't. But if you are one of those people that we looked at today, you need to change it up. Facts. Again, we looked at Scott and Jen. We looked at successful channels and channels who are succeeding. And then we looked at some of the people who commented on my posts about not succeeding. And, they were, some of them being snarky. They posted their links in my comments. So I said, well, since they posted them, let me look at them and see, let me see what's going on. Let me see what they got since, since they're putting their money where their mouth is, so to speak, let me do the same and actually look at their content. And we looked at it all together. So feel free to look back on the replay on that. And like I said, everybody in my comment section right now, at least the majority of you are YouTubers that I've known for a year or several years. And so we've been bouncing back and forth, giving each other some good feedback. And so, yeah, like I said, and that's what this is about, man. I'm not trying to shit on anybody. I'm just really trying to give some people the game that I didn't get 5 years ago, So let's see. It's definitely a grind. What's up, lightsabers? Yeah, what's going on, Skits? Level 857. What's going on, boss? Level 857. That's the Wu-Tang Clan of the YouTube space right there. My homies from New York. Let's see. Dr. Josh used to do gameplays every Friday and Saturdays, and he had a lot of views and comments. And it's true, but Dr. Josh was Dr. Josh, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dr. Josh, like, he had, like I said, Dr. Josh did not have the best equipment. He shot on the phone that was older than mine, even at the time. And like his videos, like, the production value was not there, but he literally had everything else. He had the consistency for sure, but he had the personality. It was just something about him. And that's something you can't teach or can't about his personality. And like I said, Dr. Josh was the one that put me on. Now, I remember when I was sitting mad at 37 subscribers and I was watching his video, I was like, dang, man, like I was telling him, like, man, like I really like what you're doing, and he ended up looking at my videos after that, and he subscribed to me. He was like, hey, man, look, man, I'm doing Gamers Weekend. Like, you should come join in. And Garrett, that's how I met you. Like, I met Dead Thumb Gamers. I met Calvin. I met all of you guys. He introduced me to JLove81. And so, yeah, like I said, props to Dr. Josh, the Real Gamer, RIP, man. He was one gone too soon. Literally, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have met none of y'all. And he was the put me on. And like I said, I had 37 subs at the time, and he had almost 400 back then. But yeah, like I said, he put me on when nobody was watching, nobody was caring, and so. Like I said, but me and him, like we kind of built a relationship over time. And after I started, watching his Gamer Weekends, I started talking to you guys, and we started talking and kind of building a relationship over time. And it happened organically. So then when Dr. Josh started shouting me out, and I started shouting him out, and we started doing responses to each other's videos and stuff like that. And that's how it happened. And Professor Joe Casey, if you still in the chat, when I put Joe Casey on, like, cause he was a small channel, but I was like, man, this dude got the mouthpiece. Like, he be talking that talk, like, man, like, and there was something about that reminded me of Dr. Josh. Like, Dr. Josh getting on there and talking slick, like, oh yeah, check these games out, you dig, and da 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 da. And like, so then, those two got to talking. And so Joe Casey got introduced to Dr. Josh like that and stuff like that. And so that's how community happens, but it happens organically. It doesn't happen by spamming like, oh, please watch my content on other people's posts. If I went on Dr. Josh's channel and just started spamming in his comment section on his YouTube page, posted my link, like his whole community would have been against me. And as they rightly should, because that's a lame move right there. You know what I'm saying? And so then I would have became a pariah in that community. I would have had to get it in somewhere else or quit or whatever the case. And so that's all I'm trying to tell these cats on this Facebook group. Like, don't do that. Like, don't sit there and spam. Like somebody said, well, people can look if they want and blah, 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 blah. It's true. Like they can, but they won't. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, like most people, like I said, this is not just my opinion. Most people don't respect that kind of behavior. So, let's see. Said, but I'm glad you like the video game posters in my game room. Or I hope you liked it. Says Joe Casey says Dr. Josh had hella personality, so he could get away with it. Exactly. And that it takes like when I started, I didn't have personality. I was super stiff in the camera, and again, I was trying to be Metal Jesus, so I didn't even have my own personality in my damn videos. And so the fact that I was trying to do the exact same thing and I was bringing nothing new to the table. So, you know what I'm saying? The game doesn't need what it already has, right? Like that's something the OGs used to tell me, like the game doesn't need what it already has. So you got to come in and do something different. You got to put your sauce on it, put your spin on it somehow. And me, I was trying to do the exact same thing as somebody else, but I didn't have the equipment. I didn't have the production values to back it up. So, you know, when you're looking at which one you're going to choose, like I'm going to choose this one because it's better. Like the quality is better. They're talking about the same thing. They're doing the same thing, but this one's better. So I'm going to choose this one. Dr. Josh, on the other hand, he didn't have any of the equipment, but he had that it factor. He had the personality. You know what I mean? And his videos were super raw. They were unedited. All the stutters, like all the, you know, repeated words, like everything was there, everything, but it was something about his personality that you tuned in every time he was on. You know what I'm saying? Every time he was playing Sonic or, you know, whatever, like he put me onto, and that was another thing too, because I missed most of the fourth generation of video gaming because we were too poor to buy the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. I had heard about a lot of the games, but I was still kind of new to the subject of Sega Genesis until I started watching Dr. Josh's videos. So a lot of my knowledge on Sega Genesis stuff comes directly from Dr. Josh. And you know what I'm saying? He had the, like you said, he had that personality, and he had that knowledge too. That, you know, he could tell you about, you know, Musha and like other games like that I didn't know anything about before I started watching his channel. And like I said, you can see how hype I am right now talking about Dr. Josh, the Real Gamer, because like I said, he had that personality, and that's what he brought to the table that he did better than a lot of his peers, you know, that may have been using the same equipment as him, the same type level of equipment, you know, or talking about the same type of things, you know, because there were other Sega channels out there, and he's not even a Sega channel per se, but like that's where I got my Sega game from. He was definitely the master of the Sega Genesis, but there are other Sega channels out there that probably use better equipment and this and that. But man, they weren't Dr. Josh though. And literally his personality is what stuck for me and what made me subscribe and what made me follow him, you know? Let's see. For sure, not everybody got that sauce. Absolutely. Dr. Josh had a different type of swag, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. And let's see, Hyphy Go says, hey, have a good day, my dude. Got a dip to pick up some packages from GameStop. Hopefully they complete in box. Yeah, man, GameStop, I think, is doing the buy two, get one free. So I need to do that this afternoon, too, before I get too caught up and just kind of peek in there and see if I can pick anything up. Professor got that sauce for sure, for sure. Best way to gain a community is be part of said community. Absolutely. Like I said, you can't, you know, you have to ingratiate yourself with the community. Like I said, somebody was saying that I was being contradictory by, you know, saying that you need to promote yourself, but I'm in a YouTube, in a small YouTube Facebook group, but I'm in there promoting myself. I'm not, you know, like I'm trying to meet people and mingle and, you know, trying to see if there's anybody I like. And it's not like, oh, this person got more views, so let me try to be their friend. Like, no, like it's not like that. Like, most of the people that I befriended in that group are smaller channels than myself, but it's because like I like what they're doing. Like they are standing out to me when everybody is just saying, hey, watch me play this game that everybody else is playing. And all the bigger channels are playing this exact same game. And they've got a subscriber base that's been around for years and years and years. Again, like you are going head to head against some of the top dogs in the game. Like, and you just stepped in. And that's not going to work. Like you got to do something different. And every now and then I'll click on a video, but they're mostly all the same. And every now and then I'll find a gem, you know, a diamond in the rough, like Generation Pixel, or I'll find Brew United, or I'll find Pringles Domain, or I'll find Ploop Choop, you know, like, or I'll find Backpack Games. Like there are others in that group. What's the young girl? Hold on. There's a couple of them more that I want to try to find real quick. And I got to go to my subscriptions. And again, it sucks because I'm subscribed to like 250, 300 people. So I got to try to find their names. And this crap is not in alphabetical order, which I felt like it was at some point, but subscriptions don't be in alphabetical order. Yeah, I'm subscribed to 309 channels right now. So 309 channels. That's all bad. All bad. So while I sift through that, let me check and see if I'm missing anything. Lit is in the house. What's going on, boss? Still didn't know what direction my channel is going. Waves and Games. And like I said, Waves and Games, you got some really cool series, like the stories that you do, like with the animation and stuff. Like that's definitely something that not a lot of people are doing in the space. I would love to see more of that. I would love to see more, like, for those who don't know, Waves and Games is also like a musician. And so a lot of the YouTubers in our space, like their music, like for their openings, like he composed those, so those are original works by Waves and Games, like, so he gets busy with that. And so I would love to see more about that. And so when we meet, I'm excited for us to meet in August. We'll definitely have to rap about that and talk more about that. Joshua says, can you talk about what's going on with the price of PS2 games? Basically, like the pandemonium we're seeing with PS3 games, we're seeing a lot of that, it's starting to trickle down to the other systems. And main reason why is because I suspect a lot of people are trying to collect either complete sets of a series, or there may be titles in the series that came out on the PS2 and the PS3, you know what I mean? So I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but say for instance, like some of the like the Jak and Daxter games, like I just got that. Luckily, I literally just got the collection yesterday for $5. I don't know where it is. I bought that. I don't know. I think they're upstairs. But it was a Facebook post. Dude, was like $5 a game, and it had the Jak and Daxter collection in there. It had Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction, which I already own, and it had Max Payne 3. And I've been wanting to get Max Payne 3. So Max Payne 3 actually is a good example. Like if people are running to grab Max Payne 3 and drive the price of that game up, they might want to go back and buy the titles on PlayStation 2 just to have the complete series. And then that'll in turn drive those prices up. So a lot of it is that we are seeing some games that have been kind of fringe in price for a long time. And I suspect a lot of the rise in price in PlayStation 2 and 1 games for that matter is a lot of people trying to zig while everybody else is zagging. So everybody else is grabbing those PlayStation 3 games, but it's like, okay, well, let me hurry up and go grab these PlayStation 2 games because these games are going to be next. Or let me grab these PS1 games because these games are going to be next. So we saw like the Parasite Eve games shoot up in price hardcore on the PlayStation 1. A lot of we saw a lot of RPGs on the PlayStation 2 shoot up in price. Actually, let me pull up Game Eye right here because I have it my collection here. Let me disconnect that real fast. And we'll take a look at some of these Game Eye prices. I wish I had the thing to link it so I could show my Game Eye like on this screen, but I'll try to just like put it up. So, and actually we're seeing some reduction in price, like 3D Dot Game Heroes is already, so see 3D Dot Game Heroes was, darn it, you're not going to be able to see that because it's too bright. 3D, let me try to unbrighten my screen. Will that make it clearer? The 3D Dot Game Heroes, you see it there, it's $59 now. And that was about $100 just a couple of weeks ago. And so we are starting to see a lot of those initial games that shot up in price. So let me see what like Folklore is doing, because Folklore shot up in price. Like I said, a lot of those games were artificially inflated. And now that the pandemonium is wearing off of the PlayStation Store, they announced that the PlayStation Store was going to remain open on PS3 and PlayStation Vita. So a lot of that is calming down now. So a lot of these games, like I feel like Folklore went down too. Folklore also was sitting at like $100, $90, and Folklore is down to 66. I don't think that Folklore is going to go all the way down to where it was, pre-announcement, where it was like $20, but it's definitely getting down to a point where it is becoming obtainable again. And again, that is an example of artificial inflation. News like that will cause people to panic, but once the news dies down, then, then you're good to go back and snag some of those. So I would suggest waiting on some of those. I think the OG Xbox will get to PlayStation 2 levels? No. Select games will, for instance, like Def Jam Fight for New York, and that's what I talked about in one of my recent videos. Def Jam Fight for New York on the PlayStation 2 is like over $200 now. So once that gets out of reach for a lot of people, they will go buy the cheaper version just to get the experience of playing Def Jam Fight for New York. So the Xbox version will follow suit. But a lot of games I don't think will shoot up in price because a lot of PlayStation 2 games outsold the Xbox by huge margins. And so for most of these titles, there are plenty of PlayStation 2 copies that go around where people won't have to try to go find the Xbox version. So for the most part, I think the Xbox versions of most of these games will stay, relatively cheap. Me personally, a lot of these I prefer the Xbox version. So I actually have Def Jam on both systems, but I bought them on the Xbox first because I preferred that version to the PS2 version. But then I found the PS2 version in a pawn shop for like $3, so I was like, yeah, let me grab this. And so yeah, but yeah. So for the most part, I don't think that they will. Looking at what is my Xbox collection doing right now. Like I said, there's a few standout games on the OG Xbox, but not a lot. And I think that they'll pretty much stay there, unless for whatever reason it gets incredibly hard to find the PS2 versions of the same games. Then the prices will go up a little bit because people will go and try to find the Xbox version. And that was the same with the Xbox 360, right? Like a lot of the people adopted these games originally on PS3. And so because of that, the Xbox 360 versions, even though in a lot of cases they were the better versions because they were on the Xbox 360, they were the definitive versions, but they will stay low in price. So let me hop to my OG Xbox collection. What is it doing? So yeah, I don't have a lot of standouts on the Xbox, on the OG Xbox, simply because there aren't any. Like even some of the standouts like Conker's Live and Reloaded. Of course, that was a remaster of Conker's Bad Fur Day on the N64. Most people that played Conker's played it on the N64, so that was the version that they went out and got. The Conker's on the N64 is actually uncensored as well, so they cut out some of the cussing and some of the visuals and stuff like on the Xbox version, even though it's the better looking and better sounding and it's got the multiplayer and all that stuff. Most people, for the experience, they played it on the N64, and there were enough copies of that to go around for most people that wanted the game. You know what I mean? So even now, like even it was an Xbox exclusive, it's sitting at $49. So you can still easily get Conker's Live and Reloaded now. Let's see, Def Jam. Yeah, so Def Jam Fight for New York. Let me put it up to the top of the screen so you'll see it here at the top. So on the market, Def Jam Fight for New York. Let me pull it back a little bit. Oh, wait. Come on, phone, focus. There it is. Def Jam Fight for New York on the Xbox is $91. So that can still be found for under $100 on the Xbox, whereas the PlayStation 2 version is almost 200 or maybe past 200 right now. But that being said, there was a lot of copies sold on the PS2, and most people that's after Def Jam Fight for New York got it on the PS2. That's what drove the prices up. So I think the market for that game is pretty much satisfied at this point. And because of that, I don't think Def Jam Fight for New York will get much higher than it is now, because I think everybody that was looking for the most part, got it. And, there's still a few people that can still get it on the Xbox, and they'll do that. So the price of the Xbox might get to maybe like 120 or so. But after that point, I see it pretty much topping out there. What site is that? This is Game Eye. It's a free app that you can download on Google Play, or I think it's on Apple Store too. And so I can just I just log my entire video game collection in this, so I can keep track of it, what I got. I can keep track of what prices, what's going up on what, it's really nice. And so there are other apps like this that you have to pay for. This one's free. Wish Game I had a web version. Yeah, that'd be nice if I could have all this info on like my my computer. But yeah, so let's see. Fallout Brotherhood of Steel is kind of pricey at $60. Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy is kind of pricey at $55. But okay, so Jet Set Radio Future, that one is $60. Again, most people play Jet Grind Radio on the Dreamcast. That one's the more expensive of the two, and most people got their fix. So I don't expect Jet Set Radio Future to get above $100. So yeah, most of these I don't see anything I have in my collection. Now, Utagi 2 Immortal Warriors, the Utagi games in general, I think those will become like Grail level games, because they were exclusive. The only way you could play the Otogi games was on the Xbox. The second one's even better than the first one. So they're really good games too. So yeah, they'll command a high price in the future. Myth of Demons is going complete for 50, and Immortal Warriors complete is going for 85 now. So, but still though, you can still grab them for less than $100. I got 2 copies of the first one actually, one that's complete in box and one that's just case and video game without the manual. But yeah, so those are definitely games that will go, like, those are games that I would be looking for now if I was collecting for OG Xbox. Another one here is, and I'll put it it's at the top now, Panzer Dragoon Orta. Again, the Panzer Dragoon series was fantastic on the Sega Saturn, and of course, this was the only way to play Orta, in my opinion. Is probably my favorite game in the series. So that one will shoot up in price at some point. Predator Concrete Jungle, I think that might be on PS2 as well. The Xbox version is sitting at 63. I don't expect it to get much more expensive though. Scarface, The World Is Yours. Again, I think the PS2 version is more expensive. Most people, myself included, I played it on PS2 back in the day. I got the Xbox version because the Xbox version broadcasts natively in 720p, so it's super sharp on my 4K TV, especially compared to the PS2 version. The sound is better, it runs smoother, there's less slowdown and less texture pop in and things like that, so it's noticeably better on the OG Xbox. But most people bought and played it on the PS2, and there are plenty of copies to satisfy everybody looking to rebuy it on the PlayStation 2 to quell their nostalgia. So because of that, this one's one of the pricier Xbox games, but I don't see it shooting up crazy in price. And that's about it. Oh, Stubbs, the Zombie, A Rebel Without a Pulse. That one is sitting at $80 right now, about $80. But I heard they were remastering this one, or they remastered it already. So if that's the case, this one won't get much higher than that. In fact, it'll probably start to drop in price over time. So once that remaster comes out, and that's pretty much it. The Warriors is kind of expensive, but again, it's sold way more on the PS2. And if you want the Warriors on PS2, you can get it pretty easily. So yeah, I don't see, the only Xbox games I see getting expensive are the ones that are expensive already, like getting Steel Battalion complete with the big ass controller. Like that one's gonna only rise in price. What's the racing game? The Sega racing game, y'all know what I'm talking about. Outrun 2, 2006 Coast to Coast. I recently snagged that on PS2 a couple of weeks ago at a flea market for like $40. So I had to snag that. So I got the game. I don't have it on Xbox though. That's actually one of the games, the rare case where the Xbox version is more expensive than the PS2 version. Because to get 2006 Coast to Coast on OG Xbox, I think is like almost $200, or maybe it broke 200. But you can get it on PS2 for well under $100. I think on eBay they're selling Coast to Coast on PS2 for like 60 or 70. So yeah, let's see what I miss. Let's see. So, but I've been finding and seeing more PS2 games I've never played and bought. Yeah, that's because the PlayStation 2 library was like something like 4,500 games, and that's just North American. Like, there's so many games. Like, even myself, I was balls deep in the PlayStation 2 back in the PlayStation 2 era. I tried to play everything I could, and I find games that I've never played all the time. I got games in my backlog that I've never played. Even still, and every time I go out, I find at least one PlayStation 2 game that I'm like, oh dang, I haven't played that yet. And yeah, it's just, man, I feel the same way about the PS1. Like, the PS1 has a really huge library too, especially for its time. Like, being, back in the, in the console from the mid 90s, like, to have a library is, several thousand games, comparison the US set for N64 is what, like less than 400 games for a US set, So it's just like, man, no comparison. So, yeah, so I'm caught up on apps. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Oh, man, we got some more people in the stream now. So now that's how it happens. Now I don't want to end it because more people are here. So it'd be like that. But yeah. So if you're just joining us, we were talking about some some tips and tricks to, grow your new video game channel. I was doing basically a response to a Facebook group where they had some questions, comments, concerns, threats. So I got the idea, well, I'm going to live stream on Sunday anyway. And today, I'm going to live stream today anyway. I might as well do it early and we can talk about it. So happy I did it early because, some of my, some of our friends from across the pond can watch this live and not have to catch the, not have to catch the replay later. So I don't know. I kind of like doing it early. I might start doing it early again. I think I used to do it early back in the day. And so it is the 4th of July. Again, I don't know if you noticed the lighting. I tried to do red, white, and then blue on the lighting. So I don't know how that's translating. I think that was a clever idea on my part if I do say so myself. Okay. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to go out and try to do some 4th of July type things. Let's say GameStop is doing the buy two get one free, as is Vintage Stock in the mall. So I'm gonna have to hit up both places and see if I can find anything on the cheap. I'm not trying to spend a lot of money because I have some bills to pay this week. But yeah, have a good one, man. Later, Skills. Hey, what's going on, Skits? Thank you for stopping by. Level 857. Appreciate that. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Yeah, Panzer Dragoon Saga for the Saturn was my Final Fantasy VII for real. Yeah, man, that is one game that I wish I could have played. To have a Panzer Dragoon like RPG, like that sounds super dope. And like I said, I've watched tons of gameplay and stuff on it. It looks really good. It's a very good looking game. For the Sega Saturn. And yeah, like that's like they just need to like remake those. Like it's time. They really should have remade those games like 5-10 years ago, back when we really, when we were really coming into our own. But a lot of us I think there's still enough interest in the Panzer Dragoon series. I mean, they just re-released one on the Switch, right? So yeah, man, we need some more Panzer Dragoon in our lives here. Because I would definitely be down for it. They need to put it on PS4, okay, so it can actually sell some copies, okay? But so yeah, like I said, anybody got any more questions, comments, concerns, threats about like starting a YouTube channel or anything like that? Like I said, I hope I wasn't coming off too harsh. Like I wanted to be honest, but I was trying not to be disrespectful because it should be strict but always polite. So I try to remain polite, but like I said, it's I'm really just trying to show the difference between people who can make it on the platform and then people who won't, if they don't change it up. Because I really think it's important. Like if you're doing the same thing and it's not working, then you should change it up. Of course, if what you're doing is working and you're succeeding, then absolutely keep it up. Because, you are in that rare space where you've dialed into what your audience wants to see. And so like a channel like Retro Rivals, I think they've really done that. They've dived in and just laser focus on the kind of content that their viewers like to see. And so they absolutely shouldn't change it. Myself, there are definitely some things I need to change. For one, all my camera content. For the most part, I need to put that on the other channel because doing that, I'm not focusing on everything that my viewers want to see. Like most of my subscribers subscribe for the retro game stuff. Some of them did subscribe for my camera videos, but like I said, I'm going to put those on the other channel. I'm going to try to get all those people to go there when the time comes. It's just my name, Antoine Sexton. So maybe I'll put a link to that channel in this video. And like I said, next week I'll probably start uploading some of those old camera videos from Lightsaber Samurai to that channel. And then hopefully in the next week or so, I've been filming some little things here and there. Hopefully I can start posting some stuff to that channel. And we are going to just try to do this, 2 channels at once thing. And like I said, but Lightsaber Samurai is going to be my main focus though. You guys are what got me to 1,000. You guys are what got me monetized. So I got to focus on you guys for sure. But I'll do some little stuff on the side for my camera watchers. I don't want to just kick you to the curb. Cause like I said, some of you did come here for that. So I want to keep making that content too. But again, I'm getting buried by the algorithm, not the algorithm's fault. It's my fault for the way I'm posting my content. But now that I realize that, I need to change that if I want to, grow and become successful. So that's just what I got to do. So, hey, bud, watching you and streaming. So you streaming too right now? Right on, right on. So yeah, guys, I think that's about a good place to end it. We are at 3 hours and 21 minutes. So if you are here from the Facebook page, I wish you had let me know that. Like, let me know. I think some of you are, because some of you I haven't seen before. So again, if you're here from the Facebook page, I'm not trying to shit on you or make you feel bad. Okay, and I'm not trying to tell you that I got all the answers, because I don't. I'm still learning this too. Like I said, me moving my camera content from the channel is something that I literally just learned for myself that I need to do. I've been thinking about it for a while, but like I said, it's something that I'm doing now. And even today, like, I'm still making changes on the channel. Have a great 4th. Thanks, man. You too. I'm going to try to crash a barbecue and get me something to eat out here in this joint. Just join your Facebook page. Oh, right on. Random Perspective. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So yeah, like I said, we are going to keep it moving from there. Guys, if you like this content, go ahead, hit the like button for me. I don't even know how many likes I have on this video, but yeah, if you haven't hit the like button, do that for me. I appreciate that, because that helps the algorithm, right? Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Definitely, if you like this video or some of the other content on my channel, feel free, please share it with someone that you think might also like the content, and we can keep it moving like that. I do believe that's all I got for you guys. Lightsaber Samurai out, and peace, and you guys have a great